I don't even watch Raw and SmackDown no more.
I do because nothing else be on TV.
Yeah.
I just DVR it.
What's going on?
It's your boy Nationwide.
What's the business?
You know who it is?
All up in here.
Where we been at?
All up in here.
All up in here?
All in here.
All up in here. Man, I've been gone for a while now. I've been gone. There's been a lot of stuff that I haven't got to talk about. There's been a lot of stuff that I didn't get to talk about. What's going on? And I want to go ahead and give a shout out because this is going to be the very, very first show featuring the entire PNC crew. The entire PNC crew is here tonight.
Oh, we're supposed to clap and applaud and cheer and yell for that?
Let's go ahead and get some hand claps in there for that. All right, we got first tonight. We got my PNC bar placements in the house tonight. I have my PNC Black Dragon Kabuto in the house tonight.
What it is.
And please, again, I'm gonna tell y'all now, if y'all have not subscribed to Black Dragon Kabuto,
Kabuto.
I'm
say it right.
Yeah, I forgot. You gotta say it right. Black Dragon.
It don't matter.
Go man, he started gaming recently. He's got what is it? You got Final Fantasy 7 up and
Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah. Crazy. That was pretty
tight. My drunk ass.
Out of character.
Yeah, I was out of character, all right.
What's going on, Jules?
Hey, Jules.
I have my boy, my brother, is ABG in this. Ooh, I almost said it. ABG in the house tonight.
AKA the affiliate.
Yeah, the affiliate.
Mommy. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there.
Well, you too, Nature. What?
Oh, don't do that.
Because you play by the rules.
Nope, I don't do that.
You gotta talk to him about the one you or you just put him on a Google search and say, "Here, this is what."
Nope, that's when I put the mask on. I say, "That's it. I'm good." I got female family members for that.
Watch this informative video. There's a test afterwards.
Oh shit. Since I've been going on, I took a break from YouTube. What y'all been up to, Barbara?
Well, I had the same song right stuck in my head.
I mean, what's been good? What games y'all been playing? What games?
The flow is yours, Chi-Chi.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yep.
Yes, because we're a bunch of gamers here.
My sound was going out. I'm trying to find my headphones.
I was asking, what games have you played? What games have you been beating? What y'all been up to?
I played the new Resident Evil.
Because I got a conversation for y'all, but I want to move into it. I want to get us in a nice little jokey joke mood before I go ahead and get kind of serious.
Yeah.
All right, got my headphones.
Oh, damn. I forgot I didn't invite you.
My son got me the new Witcher today for Mother's Day, so I'll be playing that soon.
Plenty of people can see me. Man, you blend in.
Yeah, whenever you can try to get across those first two. I don't know if it's just The Witcher 3 that's on the
Witcher 3 go hard. I already beat that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just those or if it's the other two, or I don't know if the other two was just on the old gen consoles like the 360 and the PS3, or if
Yeah,
they put them
Right.
on before and
yeah,
yeah.
I get Witcher 3. That's it.
Got
Witcher
hooked
3.
on Gwent.
Yeah.
That Gwent game will hook you.
Well, I just got that Resident Evil 3. I've been watching a lot of that gameplay of that Resistance, and I think that right there is going to be kind of clean.
Yeah, you've been excited about that Resistance.
Yeah, I really like that Resistance. That Resistance is kind of nice.
Let's see if this makes it.
That's
any
kind of
better.
my style of gaming, though.
Yeah.
I like that multiplayer, type stuff.
I don't. Fuck everybody.
I mean, but it's funny because you sit there and ask AUG. I don't play very well with others.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm good. Look, check this out. I can play I play a lot.
What happened was.
Yeah, see, that's what happened. That's what happened. But I play a lot of Smite, and you can have a pretty decent team, and then you have that one idiot because you have like 5 players on like arena. You can have that one idiot that goes out there and he's just like
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, Leroy.
Yeah, y'all know I'm more of a playthrough type of player.
Yes. Yes.
So playing ought to be a new thing to me.
And this is one thing that I've been talking about. Maybe if you made a playthrough, I might play some of these games.
All y'all need to play Dead by Daylight. All y'all need to play Dead by Daylight. Me personally, I can do RPG walkthroughs, but that's I can do them. Especially if I can find a way to stream this emulator off my phone straight to something.
Right.
Because that's all I do is play the PSP RPGs from back in the day. Plus they free. So,
Hold on. Now, does Jinx play? He plays on the PC or he plays on the 4?
Who?
Your brother Jinx.
Oh, he's PC.
Okay.
Yeah, Jinx is PC.
I can see y'all playing Dead by Daylight and scaring the shit out of each other.
What's going on, Mr. John Rice? Hello, brother. How you doing?
John Rice
Oh wow! Hi,
John
John.
Rice is in the building.
for shizzle.
That is my boy right there. What's going on?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. We got 7 people in the box.
7 people in the box. What? I ain't even trying yet. I'm just sitting here trying to have a conversation.
I shared it out.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 4 people in the box.
Word travels fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta underestimate.
We gotta
that plus minus
plus
3
minus equals
divided by 2 carry the 3 minus 5.
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That formula right there.
Over there doing mathematics.
So what's everybody been doing today? How's everybody's day been? What's going on, Barbara? Go ahead on the lowdown. You haven't told me what today's lunch was. What was today's lunch? I haven't gotten that.
Oh yeah, what was your Mother's Day little din?
Yes. What was today's
Brunch
lunch?
slash
we
dinner.
just went and got some tacos.
Them same tacos?
Some tacos.
Yeah.
So it's the homemade corn tortillas. They do the steak and they grill like the whole green onion with the whole chili pepper where it's charred on the outside. It's really good.
Damn.
Right.
I know I'm always making y'all hungry.
Yes.
Oh, it's a good thing I ate before I got on
Jules
the
said
stream.
pork chops.
Pork chops.
That's what I do
Jules.
my mama today.
Pork chops.
Pork steak.
See, let's see. I went over to my mom's house today. I cooked some ribs. I cooked some ribs, some chicken. No, it wasn't no chicken. It was ribs.
Y'all ain't had no yard burgers?
It was ribs, burgers, hot dogs, corn.
Say, Dan, no bratwurst?
Nope, no bratwurst. That was about it. That's what I grilled up today. After the grill was done, I was done.
Nah, we had barbecue
Mission complete.
yesterday.
Already.
Yeah.
Hey, Leo, mommy.
Where you see her at?
Yep, Leo
In the
mama.
chat?
Hey, Leo mama.
I must gotta update this thing because
Something
I don't
wrong
see
with
it.
your computer. Your computer got that Rona.
Nah, it's this other phone. my nigga.
He thought that mask was protecting him and his, in his technology, huh?
Yeah, I'm weird out of that shit.
Already. Hey,
So we previewing a video or what, Nationwide?
what's going on?
I said, are we previewing a video?
Yeah, I was going to go ahead and do that.
Weird.
But first, I want to talk to y'all about something real quick. I'm back. And I'm back because I had to push through some things.
You.
And with the friends that I have around me, and the ones I'm talking about are the ones that are here right now, is the reason why I am back. Because I had a lot of stuff going on. And if I needed to talk to anybody, they were there. I didn't have to worry about it.
They had to worry about nothing.
All right. So let's go ahead and show my PNCs the love that they deserve. Because if it wasn't for them, I would not be back, and we would not be back to have these kinds of conversations and the videos that are getting ready to come out. Oh my God, they're just going to be just as funny as they were before, if not funny. Okay, fuck you.
I'm coaching with you.
Just as funny. You could have picked the other one, man.
Damn it.
Yeah, Bert and Ernie.
The other one.
There they go. There they go.
Just as funny. Why it couldn't have been funnier?
Well, God damn it, they funnier. Fuck shit, damn it, fuck God, dog it.
Shit.
Damn, just go to talk.
You always doing.
Take it easy, John Rice.
I'm doing nothing. I'm over here in my space chilling. I am observing social distancing while we are doing this.
God damn.
They all getting a taste of what we hear daily.
Or whatever they together.
All right, John, you take it easy, man. For real. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Come on back.
I'll come back now. You hear?
Already. Check this out. I've been doing a lot of new stuff on YouTube. And there's a lot of stuff that I've gotten into. There's a lot of people that I gotten into. There's a lot, man. This YouTube thing is so big, it's so wide. You wouldn't understand unless you just went ahead and just checked it out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just don't. What I'm trying to say is, when you get tired, don't get stagnant somewhere. Because that's how these friends of mine helped me. They taught me don't get stagnant. I've learned about other different places, and I'm going to the different places that I've learned on my own. I want to share one of them with you. And I want y'all to, if you like what you hear, go to his channel and just hit the like button. You ain't got to support him. just go ahead and go hit the like button. There's because I've been really getting into YouTube rappers. Have y'all heard any of these YouTube rappers? Or I call them YouTube rappers. I'm sorry, they're rappers, but their platform is the YouTube.
Nope, can't say I have.
How about you, Kabuto?
Only heard when he's playing. That looks so sad.
Well, this dude right here, his name is Crypt. Go to, and he just had an album drop. It's called Tales from the Crypt. I want y'all to hear this. It wasn't that long. Now, did you hear just what he was saying in that little bar?
I'm having a hard time hearing it. It sounds like it's coming from the background to me.
No, okay. Well, I'm probably going to have to mute myself. Okay, let me go back.
Bye, Leo Mommy. Love you.
Let me do it like this.
Yeah, Jules, I agree. Jimmy streams are really fun.
Huh?
I was replying to Jules's comment. I told her, I agree with her that Jimmy has a good channel too.
Could y'all hear that?
Yeah, that's good. I can hear it there. Yes.
All right. This dude's name is Crypt. Go if you like this, just go to his channel. Hit the just hit the like. Okay. I would support the dude because he's a self-made man. You know what I'm saying?
He's got a few bars.
I'm talking about if you listen to today's music and listen to what they're trying to say, man, you'll lose your goddamn mind. I found rappers and group of people who sound like this. They give you this right here.
Not all right. I'm not okay. No one even knows about this crutch that I have. That's why my discography don't have any songs that are sad. Because every time I go and try and make, when depression awakens and takes over like a tapeworm and it eats away at my soul. So many stories that went untold. Cause I'm not man enough to control my emotions, so I bury them all down below. I'm not alright, I'm not okay. I can't talk about the things that are causing pain. I can't talk about the time that I lost my...
Oh, it's so quick.
Damn.
Because I'm just giving you a little taste. If you want to hear that, the rest of that song, you're going to have to go over there. And that's it right there. Go to Crypt on YouTube. You know, this isn't like an advertisement of him. This is an advertisement of that song. I really like that song. That's what I'm saying. If you like the song, go and hit that like over there. But don't forget to hit the like over here.
Yeah, like us, damn it.
Don't forget us.
We're going to be about 350.
350.
350.
You gonna start that shit already?
Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty.
Scoop, scoop, scoop that booty. Hey.
That sounded like something for people to get ratchet.
I didn't do that. It just happened. It was accident with the editing. It was an accident with the editing, and I just left it there. Ooh, Jules knew who that was. She watched the video already.
I'm compelled to make this video. I've been in law enforcement for 10
years. Y'all
years.
hear that?
Right now, I don't hear nothing.
Did y'all hear that? Oh, Jules even know the name of the damn song. Oh, Jules like 6'9". I'm telling. Jules like 6'9". I'm telling.
The snitch.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna have a conversation about that too tonight.
I don't really know much. I just know he
Oh,
said.
But I just want to know, can y'all hear this?
And I'm speaking to my peers, other fellow officers,
yes.
people in any kind of law enforcement position. I've seen officers nationwide.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start this right here, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that he says.
What did you say?
And I want y'all to actually talk with me about it, because at the end of this conversation, we're going to have a conversation about two things, and it's going to equal two. So we're going to have one conversation, another conversation, but they're both going to equal up to the same thing. So it's just going to put it up to a 2. All right. So I want y'all to understand, there is a reason I had these two videos together.
This all serious and shit. We ain't laughing. This is serious.
You know, as a police officer, I'm compelled to make this video. I've been in law enforcement for 10
PSA and
years.
shit.
This ain't no PSA.
I'm speaking to my peers,
Damn it.
other fellow
Shut up.
officers, people in any kind
Well, I
of.
can't hear it if y'all talking.
I've seen officers nationwide enforcing tyrannical orders against the people, and I'm hoping it's the minority of officers, but I'm not sure anymore, because every time I turn on the television, every time I look to the internet, I'm seeing people arrested or cited for going to church, for traveling on the roadways, for going surfing, opening their businesses.
Okay, ma'am, your total comes out to $2. Bro, this is a spatula, man. Why you always fucking with me, man? I'm out here working. Shut the fuck up. Only thing I see black that works in the morning is a cup of coffee. Now put that gun down, right?
Going to the park with their families, or doing nails out of their own house.
Now understand, I'm not cracking on him what he's saying.
Have an undercover
I just
agents go there
like I said,
and
I'm about humor.
arrest them and charge them with what? With a crime? I don't know what crime people are committing by doing nails in their own house.
Okay, so what do y'all? I mean, this is a police officer talking about people getting undercover cops going to their house to get busted for doing something out of their house. Now, is that a good thing? Do you think that's bad? Do you think that's kind of, where do you think that sits at with like?
I think that is infringing on people's constitutional rights.
What do you think?
I don't know. All I know is there's a food service worker motherfuckers should keep their ass up out them goddamn lobbies. There is no
Well,
need.
I mean, think about it. They're releasing prisoners from jail because of the pandemic going on right now, but they're arresting people for going to a park. How does that even make sense?
Huh.
Right. Yeah.
There's no logic there. These, you're releasing people who have actually been convicted of a crime, went through the whole court process and everything.
Right.
You're releasing them from prison. And then you're arresting parents for bringing children to the park.
Lil Mama says it's unconstitutional.
Yes, it is.
Jules said she literally watched this thing 30 minutes ago. Yeah. Well, see, like, I just think that it's really just kind of crazy that people are just like okay with the fact that if you are still trying to make rent, that you could go to jail for trying to make rent.
Right.
That's kind of crazy. You're going to go to jail for trying to make rent. And really, what does that stimulus check, do when it runs out? I mean, everybody's thinking free money, but when that money runs out, what do you do?
That stimulus check doesn't cover most people's rent.
Yeah, I know a woman with 12 kids.
12 kids.
12 kids.
12 kids.
12 kids.
She pushed out 12.
The little girl worked up where I worked at,
Mm-hmm.
and she got fired. But
she was like 20.
One of 12. No, she was just 17.
12 kids, 17.
She's 17. A lot of twins.
A lot of twins.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. She should have quit when she popped out the first two.
No, but she got 12.
That was my last two.
Can you imagine
twins.
all the stimuli that came off of that?
Nope.
That was a lot of stimuli.
He said a lot of stimuli. He's sounding like Carter right now.
Getting all good shit. All right, let's go back to this, man. Angel, what is going on, homie?
Angel, my sweetheart.
If you are not subscribed to Angel, you are wrong. He is another part of the group. He is actually
an affiliate.
He is actually one of my best friends on around, just not just on here, just around. That's my little brother right there.
Yeah, we have a lot of love for Angel.
All right, let's go ahead and get back to this dude.
Okay.
I want to really talk about some of the stuff.
But we're seeing.
Wait, before you start it again, Kabuto, turn the wrestling off and pay attention and interact with us.
I forgot he was watching that damn wrestling.
Got his mic muted and shit.
Sorry. Now you can start it. I had to give him a piece of my mind real quick.
Ooh,
Snitch.
but like I said, we'll talk about that
more and more, and we need to start looking at ourselves as officers and thinking, is what I'm doing right? Now, I want to remind you that regardless of where you stand on the coronavirus, we don't have the authority to do those things to people just because a mayor or a governor tells you otherwise. And I don't care if it's your sergeant or your chief of police. We don't get to violate people's constitutional rights because somebody in our chain of command tells us otherwise. It's not how this country works.
Hey, fire.
Yeah!
Those are de facto arrests. We're violating people's rights and taking money from them, or even worse, arresting them and depriving them of their freedom when they are exercising their constitutional rights. So let's talk about that. Let's read something right here off.
Okay, so anybody anything?
That's where I was going with it earlier. It's unconstitutional. And look, Nationwide, that's the thing. A lot of these officers.
Y'all can't hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Good Lord. I was trying to talk and say some points, but shit. I don't know. I think it's because my screen was off. I don't know. I'm literally looking right at the damn screen.
Watching Undertaker. That's what you're doing.
Anyway, okay, carry on.
I was just asking if anybody had anything they wanted to say on that.
Well, Barbara says unconstitutional, and then the officers pretty much she said what he said before we got to the point of him saying it.
Right.
Well, I was going to chime in to say, God damn it. Now that y'all can hear me, I was just saying on my end, okay, so where I work at and all that good shit. I don't know. I guess it might be just in certain areas. where a lot of this shit is going on? Because I don't see that shit happening here. I'm talking about just in my either in my residential zone or in the zones or where I work. Maybe I don't know. It's because maybe I work out in a more suburban, upscale-ish area.
No,
So
it's
there's not a lot
because
of
you're in a conservative state.
Right.
It's a lot of these liberal states that are really enforcing these laws or this corona
Is
thing
that
to the
Shane?
extreme.
What's up, Coach? Shangy. I can't call you Coach Shangy. I just can't call you
Hey,
Coach.
Shangy, hey, Fire.
What's going on, Shangy? I know you as Shangy. I ain't gonna call you Coach Shangy. I'm just letting you know that out of respect. Because I don't like the whole coach gimmick right now. So, like I said, I don't play into it. I don't want in. This is me.
Yeah,
Funny.
Nationwide doesn't talk about any of that stuff or play into any of that stuff.
I don't want none of it.
I mean, to be, and it's like to be informed on my end, just to see where other nations or is where it's happening at in other states,
right.
basically, where it's not so much going on in my area, but also just to kind of have some level of informity of what's happening in other states and shit. Hell, countries
Right.
too at that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Hold on.
Yeah, a lot of the more liberal
Yes, right
states
here.
are really enforcing that craziness.
Yeah.
And that's where you see the moms getting arrested for bringing their kids to the park or people being arrested for going to the beach. It's those liberal states. And you
Right.
live in a really conservative state, so you probably aren't seeing it.
I'm probably not. Or...
Right. You probably are not seeing it.
Oh, I'm not seeing it. Oh, that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
We do it like this. Did it like this. We did it like that. Did it with a ball bat. So
They're actually fining y'all, Jules.
What?
Yeah, Jules said they're actually giving them fines for breaking the yeah.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
I was seeing that on the news. I saw that. I actually saw that on the news. They're getting fines over there.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just
3,000 euros.
stay your ass home.
3,000.
Jeez.
Wow. All right. Let's see if he can explain some of that. Let's see if he's
Pounds.
Of the Declaration of Independence. All men are created equal. Among these, we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their power from the consent of the governed, meaning our power and any government official's power is derived from the people. Okay, we don't hold power over our citizens. It's contradictory to everything that our country stands for. And this is what I'm seeing. First Amendment rights, telling people they can't go to church, freedom of religion. Okay, telling people they can't protest, freedom of assembly. Fourth Amendment violations, illegal traffic stops to check for papers. What are you, the Gestapo? Is this 1930s Nazi Germany? You don't get to stop people.
all right. From that, what do you think?
I agree with them. I mean, look
Yeah.
at what Florida was doing, where they were doing the checkpoints on the interstates, asking what state you're coming from. And if you were coming from Louisiana or New York, you had to do a voluntary 15-day quarantine or you were subject to arrest.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're stopping people from interstate travel. That is completely illegal.
What up, Shangy?
Are we here yet?
What up, little mommy? Yeah.
What's going on?
Hey, Caboodle.
Hey, Shay.
What's
Baby
hanging?
girl.
Chilling, chilling.
Did you hear about hashtag Obamagate?
No, I haven't heard
What?
about that one yet.
About that, stuff about that this whole impeachment thing. What was a setup, and Obama was in on it. There's talks about that they were planning to assassinate Donald Trump.
What?
Obama.
What the hell?
What?
Check out
Surprised me
Obamagate on
one
Twitter.
bit.
There's all sorts of stuff being released, like QAnon. Holy shit!
Yes, because I've been doing a lot of
Yeah,
homework
this whole
lately.
thing with
You know what I'm saying? I've
this
been
thing
doing
with
a lot of
General Flynn
homework lately.
exposed a lot.
Yes.
Well, you've always been home due to extenuating circumstances, but doing home work.
So Shane, that's you in the chat, right?
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, he's on the camera and all that.
Wondering,
Okay.
No, you just,
Well, I couldn't check.
there are impersonation accounts of Coach Henry.
I was just saying I could.
Yeah, of course, of course the channel.
I can
that
see you
gets
clear as day.
Of course, the channel that gets monetized is the one where I'm making fun of Coach Eli and calling myself Coach Shangy. God damn it.
You know, I'm gonna try and keep this going for a while because, like I said, this is going to be our first show. I wanted to make the very beginning of it just us, and then I wanted to invite everybody else in so that we can actually have a conversation about the videos that I have up. That there's two real hot conversations right now.
I really do think this is the new world order right here. This virus was engineered. People's rights, not just in the United States, in Canada too, are being violated. Trudeau is taking people's guns because there's nobody to protest because they're locked down, and it's just madness.
I mean,
It's kind of gotten back to normal here. I mean, our restaurants are open, our doctor's offices
Yep.
are open. Everything's open here. So, I mean, it's just back to normal day to day here. And with the exception of the salon owner, which was a rookie that followed it over himself, there really hasn't been, tickets written to people out and about and stuff like that. So here in Texas, we haven't, or I say North Texas, we haven't seen any of this insanity.
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you have officers who's speaking what he's speaking right here, telling you, we don't have the authority to do the things that they're asking us to do.
He's completely right. He's
Right.
completely right. A
Yeah.
mayor cannot make a law. A mayor can make a city ordinance.
He's
They
the
can't make a
definition
law.
of one of those officers who just joined to make sure things are done the right way.
Right.
He was one of those officers who wants, people taken care of.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but
All
the
right.
Constitution
You're
says we have
50-50.
a right to free
Were you saying
assembly.
something,
We
Shane?
have a right to our own
Yeah, I
religion.
just
So
have, I'm seeing people are getting arrested all over the place. People that are trying to be politically active out there and all that stuff. They're using this virus, this pandemic, as an excuse to unleash the Gestapo.
Yeah.
Funny you said that.
I mean, Caboodle, are you seeing that down in mid-Texas?
Huh?
You say what?
Caboodle, are you seeing that down in the Austin, San Antonio area?
Nah. No, I've addressed it. In my area, no. I ain't seen nothing.
Oh, okay.
There has been some light
Nothing here.
there has been some light crimes though. I mean, there's been some shootings and but not in my area per se, just neighborhooded area.
So it just
Well,
kind of
it's been
floors
quiet.
me that people are being like that, though.
Yeah.
Fire says it's slowly getting back to normal. In some states, California, for instance, it's still
Yeah, but they still got a lot of shit canceled.
Yeah.
And then cancel damn near every event of every kind. So it's like shit.
I think
all the
only
schools, and I think like in New York too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna say real quick, like my uncle, because he lives in New York, so it's like, you know, schools are closed for the entire year.
Right.
I don't know if that's here as well, and I mean, I know Barbara said something about
I mean, schools
being
are closed
conservative.
everywhere. They're not opening back up. Schools
Yeah.
are. You know, them seniors that can't walk, man.
our seniors are walking.
That's wrong. That's your greatest accomplishment in your life. Walk across the goddamn stage. You can't do it.
And I've seen
it's
like
not just for the school year though, y'all, because my sister just got the notice that summer camps are closed as well.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So they're
So
not even
somebody
doing.
somewhere to go catch COVID.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
correct.
I was
It
supposed
seems
to be in-
as though the
I was
liberal
supposed to be in
states
Hawaii
are the
for
ones really locked down.
I was supposed to be in Hawaii for Mother's Day, but they shut the entire island down. And you
Yeah.
can only go to Hawaii if you agree to pay for your own hotel for a 14-day quarantine.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, I got a cousin that live out in Hawaii with her husband.
Yeah, my son, I was supposed to be down there for a month and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
had
ask
an
yourself if all
airline ticket.
planned. Because think about it. They started doing that real ID. They started implementing that, what, a year ago? And they were talking about doing it to where you couldn't even fly state to state. You couldn't get on an airplane
Yeah.
without either
Yeah.
real ID or a passport.
Mm-hmm.
Since when do you need a passport to travel from state to state? So you got to ask yourself if all of this was, it was stages. It was being put in motion to slowly take your rights away.
Oh, I completely believe
exactly
that.
what's
I
going on.
completely believe that.
I agree with Fire right here. You know,
Heard about this documentary Pandemic about how this virus was really engineered. And they've been trying to pull this documentary off of YouTube, but you can watch it on BitTube. It's like, man, it's horrifying. We're watching the New World Order unfold before our very eyes.
Oh, I agree with you.
I just feel deep in my gut and my soul that it's not. They're not gonna win. They're not gonna get away with it.
Well, so far they have. they've been getting away with it for centuries with stuffing them now.
all right.
Yeah.
Let's
Right,
start
and they're
referring
using
to them
fear.
as Voldemort. We're gonna refer to them as Voldemort over here. He who shall
Okay.
not be named. We just gonna call him Voldemort.
Okay. Well, Voldemort is trying to get away with it, but I do not think Trump will let them. I don't think he'll let them come do that to the United States. I really don't.
That was really a joke, though.
I may be a naive.
You don't
but
have to
that's
call him
just,
Voldemort.
can't believe it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What else the video say?
All right. Well, we'll go back to the video.
Suspicion or probable cause that they have committed a crime. And I know people that have personally been stopped saying, we want to see papers showing that you are essential.
You had one job. One job.
That is not how our job works, okay? What really has been pissing me off lately is the fact that these officers that are going out here and enforcing these tyrannical orders, what they're doing is they're making my job and my safety, or they're putting my job and my safety at risk. Because what you're doing is you're widening the gap.
I believe him.
Yes.
The gap we fought so hard to close.
He seems like one of those officers who wants everything done, and you know he really joined to help people.
It was like Triple
Yes.
H, brother.
And he just realized he got off of the police state.
What he do?
Yeah, but I mean, I can understand what he's saying when he says that, you know, I mean, I understand you're following orders, but you're making my job as a legitimate, you know, cop, police officer. I didn't want to say cop, police officer, as a legitimate
Public
police officer.
servant.
Yeah, you're making my job.
Hold on a minute, guys. No, we first and foremost take an oath to serve the Constitution. Okay, to protect and defend the Constitution. And so, you know, you can't say that you're doing your job by taking orders when your first and foremost order is to protect and preserve the rights under the Constitution. And no mayor, governor, whatever can create a law or an ordinance to say anything that goes against the Constitution. So all these orders that they're given are illegal. They don't not worth the paper they're written on. And the officers that follow them are putting themselves in a very bad shape because they can turn around and be sued for violating constitutional rights.
Right.
The officer themselves, not the people
Fire
are
Ice
going
Witch said something
to
about
sue the city. They're going to sue the officer.
Fire Ice Switch was saying something about people need to uprise. Well, here's the thing now. Even talking about uprising, that, you know, that could be considered a terroristic threat. Everybody's got to really watch what they say now these days, you know. Like, we all know, I guess, this is what we're thinking, right? This is why they're able to get away with this shit, because really the only way to resist is to you know, arm up and fight the government. But you know, who is really to do that?
Oh, there's another way.
I mean,
Right?
but then you have officers like this. But then you have officers like this, though. You have officers like this. What would be the reason for uprising against the government when there's going to be officers like this, which I believe there's a good portion of.
That's the majority.
I mean, because you got to understand, me as a black dude, and I feel like this, me, Kabuto, and you know, ABG, you know,
shit. Before there's war amongst us and in the law, it'll be war against them themselves. You'll have the good cop versus bad cop ordeal. You know what I mean?
There is, yeah.
Because you have like-minded cops such as himself who feels the exact same way, and they'll arm up against those orders before, you know, it narrows down to civilians. But it all happened in one, like, you know what I'm saying, one branch of it'll be the infighting portion and then the whole world.
And I agree with this right here. Cops did not sign up to do this. They didn't sign up to do the things that they were, you know, if they were told to be doing to do. That's not.
No.
And he's going to touch on that too. So let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Public trust and law enforcement officers. And what that's going to do is it's going to, I mean, look at what's happened to law enforcement in the last 10 years. Less and less public trust, and more often than not, that is a result of isolated incidents that get blown out of proportion. They're not isolated.
Amen.
They're happening every single day. And the thing that I want you guys to realize is that our power.
All right. So what y'all think about what he just said?
I agree with him
He's
wholeheartedly.
absolutely right. You know, basically, the public's getting sick of the cops as they get more and more tyrannical. There's going to be violence against the police because of this, right? And what he's basically saying is, because of these people who relish these new authoritarian orders that they're gleefully enforcing. You know, he's going to get killed because of these people, because of the hate that these other people.
Guys, I have to say, y'all got to realize that the officers that are out there writing tickets and stuff are a vast minority to the majority of officers that feel the way this guy does. You know, there's a lot of.
Well, here's the thing. He's speaking
call
out
the
publicly
blue
on
flu,
social media now.
you
I don't
know?
think this guy's going to have a job in the future. They're going to fire this guy.
Oh, probably. Probably. But,
And then
you
they'll
know,
rehire Mr. Cop.
but as an officer,
No,
you can't.
we won't do that, Shane.
You're not protected
Okay,
by
but
following any legal
We
order.
won't do that. Not here.
I got to throw my little bit in there. Sorry.
We won't do that.
I mean,
Like I said, I don't get involved, and I don't want to be involved. I think a lot of it is just between the people who have the stuff between them. You know, I do support certain people, but that I stay out of it altogether. So, again, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying? Shady.
Look what I started.
Be the first one.
Maybe I should just leave. Huh?
I know you're gonna be the first one to do it, though.
Oh, that could be funny. Oh, what's funny is I'm not even involved with that guy or whatever. I'm just speaking of what I've heard about how he's conducted himself as a police officer. My God.
Yeah.
Anyway, so sorry, I did it again. I'll stop.
I mean, see, this is the reason why I don't get involved with it, because I like Mr. Cop, and I don't want his, you know, if I sit up here and listen to everything that's being said about him, then, you know, knowing half of the shit that comes out about half the people is bullshit anyway. Why in the fuck am I going to change my opinion on somebody from what I know about the person instead of and start listening to what other people have to say and then tarnish it by shit that you know only 50% of it may be true?
Did you listen to that interview he did with Jamie?
No.
That's what basing my opinion
I didn't get involved. Well, see, that's
Yeah,
what
I know what
I didn't watch. I truly don't watch. Like I said, I might
Yeah,
show
honestly,
up to a couple of your
Nationwide doesn't
shows.
watch any of
I
that.
might show up
Really
to a
does try
couple
to
of,
stay out of everything.
you know, I
Yeah,
might go
so
to a couple of your shows. I might show up at a couple
I'm
of
just saying,
my
I didn't come here
shows.
with
But other than that, I don't really go anywhere. I go to your show,
Yeah.
Psychic Theories. I don't go anywhere else. I really just don't fuck with the bullshit. I go where I'm entertained.
Yeah, I respect that. Yeah. But you know, I just wish I don't have any vendetta against the guy. I just made a comment based on something that I did in an interview.
You're good. You're good. I just knew that I was going to have to say it. But that's cool.
Anyway,
you weren't here at the beginning. That's all. You're good though, man.
No, honestly, y'all, I think cops are just people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you have good people, you have bad people. So if they're a bad person in life, they're going to be a bad cop. That's the way I feel about it.
Well, I'm a person too, but in my view, I don't get to carry a gun. That's the thing. So I'm pretty cynical when it comes to police officers, and then, you know.
We're not bad people.
The cops here are doing.
Look, my brother-in-law was killed by police officers while sleeping unarmed in his vehicle. So
yeah,
I remember
like
to
that.
even say that.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
I mean, just some cops join the force to have that power.
Do the right thing.
Yep,
Right.
and some do the right thing.
Right.
But you respect their authority.
They're authority.
Right.
Step out the car.
But you know, the stuff that's happening now, you kind of got to question. You remember when
Perfect
people were
example.
complaining about police state, right? All these little small town police stations, getting these armored vehicles and all this high powered weaponry that they really didn't need. But
Yeah.
it was so. It basically they had military weaponry in a
Mhm.
little
Yeah.
small podunk town, right? So a lot of
Right.
people were complaining about the military state because I mean the average citizen, they can't get weapons comparable to what these police stations are coming out with now.
Mhm.
And what does that do? That stops for things
how
like
many
this
videos-
where they're doing overreach and
Mm-hmm.
malicious form and you can't protect yourself.
How
And
many
we're
times
seeing
have
that
I seen
happen
cops
right now.
murder citizens with guns and gotten off scot-free, or beaten citizens to death? Like, who was that guy?
Yes.
Kelly Elliott? That was a mentally ill man who was schizophrenic and he was homeless because of his mental problems, right? This guy, he got threatened first by a police officer. He said, "See this fist here? I'm gonna fuck you up with it." And then they dogpiled him, beat the shit out of him, and
Okay.
they murdered him and got away with it.
Well, see, and what I respect about there's certain police that I respect about that, because when that happened, I was living in Texas. Do you understand that they had a local ad that came out about our police, talking about, they believe that was an instance of untrained officers. You know what I'm saying? They because there's a lot of officers there who believe that, that the training just isn't what the training used to be. And these were vet officers, they said that they put them through like a Barbie doll course, but I can understand that, because the reason why I can understand that is because when I went into boot camp, it's completely different from when ABG went to boot camp.
We went in 2 different branches.
We went into 2 different branches, but even though that boot camp, mine was like rough, rugged, and throw down.
I was there for 6 weeks. South Air Force.
Oh, okay. Well, I was, we was there for 6 weeks, and it was rough, rugged, throw down. They kicked your ass every day. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like 2 generations later, you couldn't even get in their faces anymore. You couldn't yell at them one on one. You couldn't do what I had to endure anymore, and that was weird.
They never got in my face because they.
Well, look. For Mardi Gras, Kabuto can tell you, he met my friend Chris, right? And Chris is a sergeant in the military.
Right.
He's in the Army. When
Right.
he goes on training, he says it's so different now because when the people under him would mess up, he'd have them run until they threw up, right? He can't even do that anymore.
Right. And that's
It's
what I'm talking
considered
about.
abuse.
That's the type of stuff that I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? Because see, here's the thing: when you get caught on enemy lines, they are not going to take it easy on you. That's what you gotta understand.
Right.
Well, think about it. Well, think about it too. Think about it in another light too, like the military, for example. Back then, they even had it like in the Navy, because like when my dad was in the Navy, back in his heyday, they had it to where they would throw the net on you while you're in the water to see if you can try to swim your way up without drowning.
Right.
With the net caught on you. That's just another means of those militant tactics when you're out there in that battlefield and survival. Yeah. Nowadays, these motherfuckers, when it comes to boot camps, these motherfuckers are kicking back and eating pizza. You see a lot of obesity in the fucking military nowadays.
Yeah, you do.
And not even just that. You got a lot of these soy boy motherfuckers joining the goddamn military too.
Okay, now
and granted before, and look, and granted before, like, because I grew up a military dependent, so I even had my fair share of observing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you see all the old, E7s and E8s. You know what I'm saying? Who are all like,
all right, take care.
See you later, Leah, mommy. There are, all the E7s and E8s who are like sergeant majors and shit, and it's the first sergeants.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Versus all these little E4s, E5s and shit. Shit.
Yeah, basically they're training our military now like a junior ROTC.
Right.
Right.
Hand these mother. Look, they're not carrying. Look, they're not carrying. They carrying squirt guns, super soakers and shit.
But see, that's
Pellets,
that's part of the
Specification of
BB
the
guns,
military.
know about that. You know what part I know about?
airsofts.
I was goddamn, I was about to say 102. I was 501st Airborne Infantry support.
Uh-huh.
I supported the 101st Infantry. They are the first in, the last out. I was their comms. We were
Yep.
first target.
I worked on computers. I was way.
We were first target. We were
Yeah.
the comms for the people who were there.
I was coming after shit was set up way in the back of the air conditioned tent.
So when you think that
That was
do
me.
you think the men that you stood next to would have abided by these rules? Like, because it's going to escalate, right? They're going to call in the National Guard to basically police our citizens.
Right.
Would you think that your partners would have followed those orders? Nationwide?
So I'm thinking, because I know that there is a lot that won't. I know there's a lot that won't. I know that there's a lot that's going to be like, because they tell you when you join the military, they have to be moral orders, something that your sergeant would do or he has done before or whatever, whatnot. Not something that he's just afraid to do. You know what I'm saying? Because just like if you've ever really been in the military, if it's a situation that you really that the company has not really dealt with before, they will send a sergeant with you to oversee what the heck you're doing.
See, now it's to the point where you got to have some type of formal education before you join the service.
Right. So
Yeah,
but then,
look, don't be
but then there's some
fooled
people
coming
in
to
the, but then there's people who are it was
Ain't like how it was back in the days when you could just enlist
an
because
order is an order. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's those people. I didn't know a lot of those people,
Yeah.
but there are those people who, an order is an order.
What did they
Yeah.
absolve themselves?
Well,
I
because when
think
y'all
that
take
the people,
y'all's vote is to protect.
their fear of the consequences of disobeying the order.
Right.
That's why there's some people that would, gleefully follow authoritarian rules.
Right.
Look at like how some of these people would be like, "Oh yeah, not shooting is justified," right? When it's like you just shot an unarmed fucking man and did nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of another conversation we're gonna have sometime down in the future because I've just started doing my homework on that one, and the facts on that one is looking kind of shifty. That's kind of looking shifty. So we might get into that one later, but I want to go ahead.
Yeah, the topic was in the police force. This officer is talking about, he's worried about his colleagues making things bad for him because they're gleefully enforcing these, these Nazi rules, and and it's already been bad enough in the past 10 years alone without the virus, right? Has anybody seen that body cam footage of the guy that just sprayed this guy with bullets in a hotel, right?
Oh,
An
shit.
unarmed
I didn't see that one.
and he got away with it.
Like a
He got
master.
away with it.
Oh man, I ain't
Like,
seen that.
with a machine gun, basically. The guy comes in, like, he wasn't even the guy they were looking for. He wasn't
Yeah.
even the guy they were looking for. He was just some drunk guy in a hotel room, I guess, just trying to get back to his room or just get out of his room while they're raiding this fucking place. You know, he's being told to, you know, get on his knees and fucking crawl over to him, and his pants pull down a little, and then he gets fucking shot for that. He didn't have a gun.
Right.
He
Okay.
threatened the officer. He was crying. He was like, "Please don't shoot me! Please don't shoot me!" And the guy got
Heard of that one, but I didn't get to see it.
and shot him and got away with it.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I haven't got to see it. So let me find it.
Well, you know, imagine how bad it's going to get. They're already doing this shit, getting away with it. What's going to happen when when they enforce a lockdown and they got to shoot and kill their own citizens over this coronavirus?
Well, let's see what he's got to say about it. Let's see what else he's got to say.
More than a facade. It's a badge and a gun. And people, you don't realize, if you haven't lived in anarchy, if you haven't seen combat, things can be stripped from people in a heartbeat. And that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that these actions are going to wake a sleeping giant, i.e. the American people, okay? They are going to be put in a position where they won't have their rights trampled anymore. And us as law enforcement officers, we'll have our ability to enforce the law stripped from us in about 10 minutes, okay? I think what is going to happen if this continues is we're going to see bloodshed in the streets, okay? I don't want to see bloodshed in the streets on either side of this coin. I don't want to see fellow officers get injured or killed, and I certainly don't want to see citizens get injured or killed.
What you think?
I think he's alluding to the same thing I just said. That it's gonna come to blows between the enforcers and the people that are being oppressed.
I just think that it's funny how there's only certain people who get it. You know, I think it's funny how there's only certain people who get it.
And that's what they're doing. They're using this.
Most
they're
of you
using the
out there
fear from this.
doing these,
hold on. I'm sorry.
these tyrannical.
Go ahead.
I said that's what they're doing. They're using the fear from what's going on right now to implement what they want. And a lot of these people that are willing to give up their rights because they're scared at the moment, they believe that those rights will be put back into place after it's all over with. And if you think once you give someone full power, they're going to relinquish that power?
Right. I just don't see that happening.
No.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. I don't see people giving up their rights like that. And I mean, I believe he's completely right. That's why I wanted to hear this, because I wanted you to hear this because, you know, he's speaking truth.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrannical acts against our citizens, you're not ready for combat. You're not mentally or physically ready for combat in the first place. I promise you, you don't want to go through that, and I hope I never have to go through that again. You know, you don't get to just say,
take it easy, bro.
well, I'm doing this because I was told to do so, or I'm following orders, or I need to keep this job. Guess what? I need to keep this job more than anybody. I have 3 young children. I have 2 houses.
Brother.
I have the same sob story that the rest of you guys have. But my personal choices and my living arrangements, no matter what they are, don't allow me to trample on people's rights. And I don't understand why that concept is so hard for people to understand.
That's what you just got through saying not too long ago, Barbara. Again.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I think it's funny how only certain people get it. And then there's a lot of people out here who think that that's the way life is supposed to go. Being told what to do.
It's the younger generation. They're so naive they really don't understand the luxuries they have here with their freedoms. They really don't appreciate it.
I remember when I ain't had no internet.
Right? I remember when I had dial-up. I remember having dial-up. If my mama or dad needed to use the phone, I had to I would get hung up on, and then I'd have to go through that whole process of getting back on.
Yeah, I remember when I had a cord that stretched all the way across the house.
What you talking about dial-up? We had a damn rotary phone when I was little.
Yeah, I wanted to do at my grandmama's house.
You're holding your finger in that circle and you're pulling you're pulling a circle around, like pushing it so it'll go back to zero real fast so you can hit the next number.
Tell me when it's like you get called back from the next room to go turn the knob on the TV.
Right? You get called, you know what I'm saying? Get called from outside, go in the house to find the remote.
Wasn't no remote, 13 channels, damn it.
No, I'm talking about you remember that big ass blocky remote?
Yeah, I remember that. Or the
that
VCR
big ass
remote.
that big ass fucking remote, yeah. That one that was, that one. That's what I'm talking about. I had to come in and find the goddamn remote. Get the hell out of here. I'm outside, I'm in the middle of a football game and I gotta find the remote.
I gotta come in here for this. You lazy motherfucker.
Jules said she had cans and string.
Yeah, most aggravating shit.
Kansas Street, get the hell out of here.
Listen, you need to stand up for what's right. You need to, if you're part of a department or an agency that is asking people or asking their officers or their deputies to impose on people's rights and infringe on their freedoms, you need to step up and say, no, that's not me. That's not what I signed up for, and that's going against my oath. And if that costs you your job, so be it. At least you'll be able to look at yourself in the mirror tonight. I've already expressed this to my department. And luckily for me, I come from a department that I feel like my chain of command shares my view, but I don't care what department you're part of or what your chain of command thinks. You don't get to trample on people's liberty. And so, as a special operations veteran, I've fought on the streets of Iraq under the U.S. government's guise of freedom. And I'm telling you what, the American people are going to you are going to wake a sleeping giant, and they are going to fight 10 times harder for their freedom on their soil than anything you've ever seen before.
What you think about that?
He's saying the American people are going to rise up and fight. But that's an issue because they've made it to where we can't fight back. Like we can, but we wouldn't put a dent in them, right? How are the American people going to be able to fight against a government that has satellite weapons, armored freaking vehicles in their regular old little, like I said, podunk towns have freaking armored freaking tanks, basically. I mean,
right? I like this right here, Fire Ice Witch. Remember the good old days when you were big mad, you could slam the phone down or someone so hard the bell and the phone would ring?
I was thinking about creating a phone app that when you hang up on somebody, you press the little phone app button and you get the cling when it hangs up, so people don't call you back and think you got fucking disconnected. I meant to hang up on you, because that's when you put that cling. Yeah, you knew you got hung up on.
Hell yeah, I remember that, boy.
And the phone was a weapon.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Heavy ass thing. I'm slinging that. Shit. I remember when the first caller IDs came out.
Right?
Had that little box with extra cords hanging off your phone.
Oh,
there wasn't no caller ID on no phone.
Right?
It was a box.
Shit, they made it now where your phone tells them.
Restricted outer area, or it will give you a number.
Don't answer that. You better check that number.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. they've made it now where your phone actually tells on you. So if you reject the phone call, somebody knows you rejected it because it only, it goes either straight to voicemail or it only rings once and goes to voicemail.
Right.
Back in the day, they didn't know that you were home and just not answering your phone. But nowadays, your cell phone freaking tattles on you. Like, why the hell you rejected my call?
that tape recorder sitting there.
Right.
The answering machine. And the caller ID. All these cords sitting around your phone.
Right.
Tangled up with the other
You had
cords.
like 9 cords coming from over there, including the power cord for the damn caller ID.
Yeah. I remember all that.
You had 2 cords going in. You had 1 cord going in from the wall, out from it to the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the power cord to the damn thing. You had 4, and then if you had a lamp on that the same damn stand, you had like 9 cords coming off that damn stand.
For the phone.
Just for the phone.
Well, before they had the freaking before they had the cordless phones, we used to get the the little curly wire that connected the headset to the freaking the stand.
The one that went all
We
the way
used to get
across
the
the house.
extra long one.
Yeah.
It was always twisted.
Yes.
Yes.
Always twisted.
Boy.
Cause you had to go buy the extra extension cord for the thing, cause you only got that little one when you bought the phone.
Okay, now y'all remember our cell phone when we was growing up?
Which one? The brick, the car battery?
No,
on
I'm
the
not.
side?
It wasn't even a cell phone. It was finally when the phone was fucking wireless. That was our cell phone. We could actually walk to our motherfucking room and talk to somebody. We didn't have to stand in the goddamn kitchen or in the living
Oh, the
room.
one with the
trying to
metal
talk.
antenna?
Yeah, that one with the big ass weapon hanging off the top of it.
Look like a brick.
Cell phone, the one with the car battery with the shoulder strap.
Oh, really? No, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. That big ass one with the weapon hanging off the top. You know, the nightstick.
No, you remember the first cell phone? The ones that had the shoulder strap, that was essentially a
Yeah,
car.
it had the battery pack.
Yeah,
The ones that
the
you
battery
go to the club with,
Yeah.
that people would get knocked the fuck out with them. You got a damn car battery on a sling. Shit. I understand why you ban those things.
Right? You had to do something with them.
Like you freaking radio dispatcher in Vietnam or something calling for freaking air support.
Right? Yeah, we sit up here trying to figure out what the heck was really going on. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go ahead and finish up with him because I got some funny shit because I can't wait for ABG to see the next one.
And if that's something you're willing to face, then keep trampling
Y'all
on
play
people's
the fuck
rights.
out of my
But I
wheelhouse.
promise you, the American spirit of defiance is going to rise again, and it's going to be a big problem for our country. So I'll leave you with this, something that I learned as an E-nothing in the Army. No matter what situation you're put in, if you look inside yourself and ask yourself one question, am I doing the right thing? You ask yourself that, you know the answer. And no amount of money or no order or law or anything should be able to make you go against doing the right thing.
I believe everything he's saying.
Smart man.
And just to understand, there's a lot of cops just like this who get a bad name because of the other shit that other cops do.
Excuse me.
Thank you for that, sir.
Well, I brought the baits with that one.
Yes, motherfucker, leave it next time. Leave it wherever the fuck it was.
That DJ ran.
Don't bring
He said, leave it.
but don't bring that shit back. Leave that shit
I
where
don't care if you explode. You better hold it in.
God damn, motherfucker, what was that?
So I'm imploring officers to look inside themselves and ask themselves, is this what I want to be doing to my citizens? And I think the answer is clear. And if we all stand up together, guess what? It'll be a non-issue, no factor, because people in law enforcement will be united like we should be.
He's a rat, so that's y'all go to, which I understand.
All right, y'all know that motherfucker, right?
Oh, it is full here.
Okay.
Yep. All right, now.
Feminine looking
The first video that I showed you is going to be tied into this by one common subject. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about this real quick.
Why?
Let's see what this dude got to say. For real. Because I watched it earlier, man, and he said a couple of real things, man. He said a couple of real things. He's still a snitch, but he said a couple of real things.
And I don't blame y'all. I can't blame y'all. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to my fans because they don't deserve it. My family, my mother, my family don't deserve that.
What the hell did you just say?
But and now let me break it down. I'm sorry. I want to say that I'm sorry to my fans because you know what? It wasn't worth it. It wasn't. And I'm gonna tell you what. If there is a street code, right? If there is a street code and there's something so called as loyalty and everything and no snitching and all of that.
Okay. Now, when I grew up, there was a street code. So, what do you mean by the words if? You hung with Crips, you would know that there's a street code. Even motherfuckers who didn't grow up on the street knows there's a street code.
They got a rule book. There's a book or something somewhere, something that there's a book. Somebody got some notebook somewhere with some rules.
So that's why I don't like people like him, because even when you do something, whether it is right or wrong, whatever, you always have somebody to blame for what you did or what happened to you when it was all your decisions. Because here's my whole thing. I would have never been in that situation because I would have never gotten gang life and music business entwined into one. I wouldn't have never have done that.
Probably funded the music business.
But I still wouldn't have done that. If I believed in my talent, I would have done it a different way.
Talent.
Hey, he was the number one talked about people.
Because he snitched.
That was before that.
Right, but he was trying to knock off his competition as well.
Yeah.
They had Nicki Minaj on the song. He had a big ass booty out there.
Yeah. So.
I mean, wasn't it Chief Keef that he was trying to put a hit out on?
Yeah, I remember that. Chief Keef. I remember that one video where he put out where he supposedly went to the block that everybody was talking about, and he had went at a different time and posted it at a different time. And I was like, man, I mean, come on. Well, number one, gangsters moved in silence. There are too many gangsters talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes or piss off any gangsters or nothing like that. Like I said, I do me. But when I grew up, gangsters, they moved in silence. You didn't know what the motherfuckers was planning or doing or did.
The ignorant ones you did.
Yeah, the ignorant ones, they come and throw the money on the table. Yeah, we just rap this stuff. Those motherfuckers. But the real motherfuckers who did rap the stuff, they came home with a pack of Newports.
Yeah. Not the dude.
No, you got these young idiots now. They commit a crime and then they get on the internet and flash the money they just stole.
What'd you say, Barbara?
I said you have these idiot criminals now. They go and commit the crime, right? Say they rob a bank. Right. Immediately after robbing the bank, they get on freaking social media and they flashing the money they just stole. Like they telling on themselves.
Right. Dumbass. Yeah, and that would just get on my nerves. Just thinking about how stupid people are. I mean, you got people out here that really think that they're supposed to be able to commit a crime and nothing's supposed to happen to them.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing, again, I do not, that's why this video is going to be real weird, because I do not support, like, I don't support
There's certain shit
the no
can't say
snitching
that I
thing
say.
to a certain extent. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because there's certain things that happen that should be known. I'm sorry. I mean, there's kids who things have happened to them that you're trying to tell me that's supposed to just get thrown away. You know that you can't.
Well, think about it this, but we see it here in New Orleans all the time, right? You have the family who live by the street code, and then when a family member gets killed, they're on the news talking about somebody please come forward, and somebody knows something. Somebody saw something. Y'all please come forward, begging, because it's their family that got hurt.
Right.
Because it affected them.
But then the bad thing about it is because I grew up a military brat. The street life that I decided that I lived, it was a decision that I made. You know what I'm saying? Because I really had to go and seek it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I lived on base and I went and seeked it out until I was really like tired of it, and I moved and I completely became somebody different. But you have people who would laugh about what was happening to somebody's family until it happened to their family. They would be laughing about it. Ain't nobody gonna tell you shit. Ain't nobody gonna tell you nothing. And then it would happen to their family, and then they'll be like, well, somebody knows, so just like you said, but I've seen it. I've actually seen it. It's terrible.
I don't want nobody snitching to the happen.
It's all fun and games until
somebody gets their eye poked out.
Yep. It's all fun and games until it happens to you.
Well, I'd rather see it on TV than see it in person and have my fucking head hurt.
Hey. Hey. Can't do that.
They don't know what they came from.
I get it, right? But where was the loyalty when you was sleeping with my baby mother? Where was the loyalty when you was caught on the wiretap trying to kill me? Where was the loyalty when you tried to kidnap my mother? Where was the loyalty when you was stealing millions of dollars from me? Where was that? So who broke it first? I get it. Don't fight fire with fire. I'm sorry. But what did I do wrong? Be loyal to niggas that's fucking my baby moms? Be loyal to niggas that kidnap me?
I gotta agree with him.
Hey, wait a minute. See, this is the stuff that they didn't tell you in court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of screwed up.
I remember when he got kidnapped. They kidnapped him, beat him up, videoed it, and uploaded it.
I remember that too.
I don't follow it. Behind.
I mean, it was trending all over YouTube at that time. I don't think you were in YouTube then. Yeah, but it was all over YouTube when he got kidnapped, stole his chains and all that other shit.
Yep.
Anybody tell you where the shark from Nemo around your neck?
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Talking about this $1 million chain.
Right.
I ain't gonna argue back and forth with you if you can't afford this watch. Who cares what jewelry you got? Who cares?
Invest that shit.
Already. Because that chain.
Your jewelry's not what makes you. But that's how they think these days. That's these little freaking
when you get tenth of what that shit you paid for that.
Right?
Pawn shop won't give you nowhere near what you paid for that. In a jewelry.
Walking around with $1 million around your neck for somebody to freaking jack you, and there goes your $1 million. Fuck you better invest that shit.
Already. Turn them into ingots and get the diamonds.
Get that weave up out your head.
You making yourself a walking target.
Right. You already snitched. You know you snitched. You admit to snitching, and then you want to sit up here and buy a $500,000 chain?
Shit's stupid.
Wait, he snitched. It ain't like he didn't be put in protection.
They're just frivolous.
Can you imagine trying to put him in witness protection? Oh, they
You
can't
put in
hide
the
him.
witness protection. I mean, we gotta wear
Right,
makeup.
how they gonna hide him?
This motherfucker got 69 across his goddamn forehead.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Not
There is no
walking into
hiding him.
nobody's office business talking about, hey, I'm Frank.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
How you doing? I'm new in town. I'm from Cincinnati. What the hell? No. Motherfucker, you got 69, this other thing across your forehead. This, I don't know, some target on the other side of your cheek. And I mean, come on now. You're gonna have to wear makeup for the rest of your life. And you talk, man, witness protection, my behind. You got, man, please. What are you gonna put you in a foreign country?
He was in the Hamptons.
Right. Even that won't even work. He better put his ass in the Congo.
Right?
That's about the only place
Oh,
they can hide him.
you're the snitch.
Remember,
I saw you on the YouTube.
remember, you Mr. Worldwide. No, I can't say that. That's somebody else. But you're worldwide. You're known around the world, homie.
I saw you on the YouTube. Ubuntu. Ubuntu.
He just called you a snitch, homie.
Beat the shit out of me on video and everything. I'm supposed to be loyal to that. No, you know what? You know what it is? Y'all don't want to accept the fact that those is all true facts. Y'all don't want to accept. Y'all understand why I snitch. Y'all understand. Y'all don't want to understand. It's not that y'all don't understand. Y'all don't want to understand.
Okay, now I don't understand what the hell he just said.
I don't understand that if he understands when you understand. Do you really understand?
Did he understand what he understood?
I don't think I understand.
I don't understand what anything. What the fuck just happened? I just had a meltdown.
I don't know. I'm confused.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
These youngins nowadays.
Y'all don't want to understand that.
They hop.
Damn, this kid really was. He moved their families out of poverty. He paid for school for all of the members, whatever. But
Now, did you hear what this man just said that he did for the people he snitched on?
Right.
He got them out of poverty. He paid for them to do everything. He paid for this and that. He paid for it.
Right. He paid for their children's private schools, all of that. Yes, he was funding everything.
And then turn around and turned him into this snitch. Okay, I'm not saying a snitch is a good thing. I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying snitching is a bad thing. I understand if you come forward and say something. I understand if you come forward and say something. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that if so-and-so says she want to say something, she deserves to be heard. No, if she feels that she needs to say something, let that motherfucking woman say something. If you want to keep your motherfucking mouth shut, when the conversation comes to you and they ask you why you didn't say anything, you can say because you didn't want to snitch. You tell them that. But if it needs to be said, it needs to be said. That's one thing I do believe, and that's because
but again, Nationwide, again, don't be surprised. He's acting like he's surprised that these people did what they did to him when you took low life, ignorant people, and that's who you decided to surround yourself with. They're not going to change their ignorant behavior. They're still going to be ignorant even though you're funding them. So don't be surprised when they do the ignorant shit to you. You get what I'm saying? Like you took a bunch of fucking hood people who were in the gang life, who were in a street life. They're about them. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they take from. It's all about rising, right?
Well, see, me myself, I feel like he was just a damn wallet.
Yep.
Yes.
Because nobody really gave a damn about your feelings, especially if they did the things that he said that they did.
Right, and he knew that. So why be surprised when they showed you the behavior you knew that they possessed? Why be surprised at it? That makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean,
he essentially paid for clout.
Again, I understand being labeled a snitch and a rat, but I'm gonna tell y'all now, I wouldn't trust this motherfucker, but I understand.
But this motherfucker would come up to me and try to rob.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that what he did was right. I'm just saying I understand.
It looked like some other tough ass dude would have him walk in the corner.
What the?
This fruit cup.
See, there you go.
He snitched on them. Why? Were they loyal to me? Because when I met Son, he was sleeping on the rug. I give him money. Yo, look, listen, I'm a rainbow Mexican here kid. I rap. I'm not about that gangster, but listen, I know how to.
He's not about that gangster.
See, he was posing. Y'all give me the street cred, and I will fund y'all.
Exactly.
That's what the deal was.
He paid for clout. And what did they do?
Yep.
They took advantage of it. I'm not saying that it was all of them. I'm not even saying that it was the people he snitched on. I don't know. I don't care. That's pretty much my motto. If it don't involve Nationwide Wise Guy, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, right. See on TV.
I don't care. But see, if he wasn't about that street life, what you call it, paying for clout?
Yeah, he paid for clout. He paid for street cred so that he can get up in front of everybody's faces with them stacks, them grills, them diamonds, this chain around his neck, all this extra.
Right?
Yep.
Just to be, I'm the man. Oh, don't fuck with me. I got this behind me. I paid for this. Y'all don't know that, but I paid for this. This is the front story I put behind it.
Did y'all see the before pictures of 6ix9ine? One,
he was a lame.
Goofy. He was a little goofy, lame.
He looked like a little lame, bony ass kid.
But then before he was doing the red, he was sporting blue. He only went to red because red agreed to do exactly like what Barbara was saying. They funded his career and he owed them. Or how did you say it, Barbara?
He funded them.
Oh yeah,
and
he funded them. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Basically, he was their whore.
Right. For street cred.
Give daddy your money, and we'll give you this clout.
All I saw was the blues wouldn't do it and the reds would. I mean, and do I see anything wrong with it? Once it became taking advantage of people, yes. But business is business. I don't give a fuck who you do business with as long as it's legit business.
But damn it, my baby smart because of this bitch.
And again, you got to ask yourself this. When did the music industry become where you have to live your music?
Right. Because to this day, you have that argument was Tupac a studio gangster? Or was he a real life gangster? Or was he what he said he was, a thug? A thug is not a gangster, he just lives that life.
I believe he was like a wrestler and lived his gimmick.
Well, we know Ice Cube wasn't a freaking thug, but he that's why he always wrote the lyrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But he didn't live his lyrics. He saw it around him. He grew up around it because he grew up in poverty, but he didn't live that. Like, he didn't do those things himself. He witnessed them.
I wish someone would pay me shit. That's Fire Eyes Witch. Shit, I wish somebody would pay me. What?
Oh, we need about 350.
What the fuck? 350.
350.
You get ready to start that shit again.
Yeah, the Loch Ness Monster tried to get it from me the other day, but you know.
No, I told him Loch Ness not monster, nothing motherfucker, whatever. Oh shit, you know what time it is.
Damn it,
it's time for a mortal lobster.
What? Why are we referring to something from over there?
Nah, it's not from over there. That's from me. That was not story. Stop it. Stop it. Don't look like that.
All right.
All right, let's get back to the CD.
Focus nationwide.
Yes, let's get back to the CD.
Get us out. You wasn't loyal to me, but y'all understand. Let's just, y'all understand. And I know you understand. Y'all don't want to understand. All right, let me tell you, before I got locked up, right? Before I got locked up, fuck that rainbow hair nigga. Fuck Tekashi Snout. Fuck him. Fuck that rainbow hair kid. Fuck him. Fuck that rainbow hair kid. Y'all didn't really have a reason to dislike me just because I screamed and raps and I got rainbow hair. That was y'all reason.
No, my reason is because you can't rap. You sound like Boo Boo. Well, at least that's my opinion. I just think that today's music sounds like Boo Boo. Until you find those rappers that I found that does YouTube.
The commercial mainstream rap sounds like shit.
Mainstream rap sounds like shit.
Nobody, I mean, you can't even tell where the motherfucker's from nowadays. You goddamn women, these damn strippers with ghostwriters out here talking about how much money they can drain from a dude and then go make him look stupid in the process. Man, fuck that shit.
I think it just hit a nerve.
Man, steal all his money, and then once he's broke, break up with him and then make fun of him. Stinking ass bitch, fuck you.
Ah, there's the angry black man right there.
Right? Or he's mad, loud. That was y'all reason. But then now y'all got a reason. So of course the go-to is, oh, he snitched. And I'm sorry. But y'all not gonna break me down like if I did something wrong. Listen, I snitched, I ratted. Who was I supposed to be loyal to? If you can't be loyal to me out here in the free world, and you fucking my baby mom, and while I'm out on tour making money for all of us, you back at home sleep with my baby mom, then I get kidnapped, then you try to kill me. If you can't be loyal,
yeah, fuck it. Ah, snitch.
Sound like your baby mama wasn't loyal either.
My ass, like I said, right cheek, left cheek, middle. You can suck my dick. You man, hell no. Y'all, boy, I'm telling on Tyrone, Dequan, Tayshawn, and Bob. I don't give a fuck. Y'all motherfuckers are going to jail.
You can't forget about Pookie and Ray Ray.
Pookie and them too.
Pookie and them. That's what it is.
Y'all, boy, hell no. I did all that. Boy, I'm telling you, I got facts. I got details. I got pictures. I got diaries, books, names, addresses, Instagrams, MySpace pages. Fuck that.
So, I mean, I don't know how many people will see this, but when you do see this, I want your opinion on this right here. Is he wrong? Barbara, is he wrong?
I have to agree with him. I'm not going to show loyalty to someone who doesn't show loyalty to me.
What you say, man?
I said I have to agree. I'm not going to show loyalty to someone who doesn't show loyalty to me, and not just not show loyalty, but physically harm me and my family.
Right.
Put us in danger.
Right. I mean, I just can't do that. You know, I can't. You can't trust me to bring no harm to you, but then I can't trust that you won't bring any harm towards me, whether it's intentional or unintentional. I can't do it. Whether it's intentional or unintentional, I can't do it.
But you know what I'm not hearing him call out? I'm not hearing him call out his baby mama. He's putting them in the wrong with his baby mama, but wasn't she had a promise?
Don't put it like this. If she was getting paid by she was getting Tekashi's money, a lot of those chicks, like a lot of them type of chicks, if they're throwing money at her too. I'm not saying that she slept with all of them, but I'm pretty sure she, like he said, she slept with some of them.
She juggled a lot of balls.
He did not mean that.
Fuck, I did.
Well, yeah, you was
She
right.
juggled a whole lot.
You right.
Shoot.
You right.
Skeet.
Skeet.
Can't say that on YouTube.
What? Can't say skeet on YouTube?
Oh my God, what have we done?
What is it?
Out here in the free world, what makes you think if I would have held it down, you wouldn't violate me in the prison, stab me up, poke me up in my neck? What? I'm not gonna lose my life over a no hater, over no, yo, you did the wrong. Nah, y'all understand it. Y'all don't want to understand it. Y'all don't want to understand it. But anyway, look.
You got a purdy mouth.
What?
Oh shit!
I'm glad they made him take that shit out before he went to prison, boy. I'm telling you.
Woo! I'm telling you, boy, they segregate him. He got 1 hour on the yard by himself. Boy, he was pretty those times.
Stop it.
Come here, Chris Hansen.
Stop it. That's off the subject.
Come here, Chris Hansen.
It's off the subject.
You can wear the hard way.
I like you. If I want you, I'm going to have it. You started it, shit. All right, let's go ahead and do this.
I'm gonna put it like this, right? I love you guys. Thank you for helping me come back as strong as possible. I want to shout out.
Thank you. Come again.
Yeah, I really don't care who you want to shout out.
Thank you. Come again.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I really don't give a damn about who you want to shout out. But
Okay, so explain to me how that ties into the
how all that
previous video.
ties together is this whole, like I said, the whole not snitching thing. That's a mind frame of
Of an idiot.
no matter how you look at it, when it happens to you, you want something done.
Yes.
When it happens to you, I don't give a damn whether you're the hardest of gangsters. I don't give a damn if you're one of the most police hatingest person in the world. If something in your family happens to the point to where you want something done, who are you going to turn to?
Ghostbusters.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they're conditioning people to let stuff happen to people that if it was to happen to you, you
would want justice.
Yeah. You know, just like with the police officer, you know, he was talking about how the power lies in us, the people. And they have actually brainwashed the people into believing that you need them to survive when they need you to have a job. And when we wake up and understand that that stuff, that's a form of mental illness where they have put us to sleep to where we don't know our worth anymore as people.
We need to wake up.
We don't know our worth as people, as the people. What
I know my
power
worth.
we hold. What was that, Barbara?
I said I know my worth.
Right. You know,
We get woke.
we get woke.
Yeah.
We don't. We don't woke around here.
No, we don't woke around here. Sorry, buddy.
We don't woke around here. I don't know what we do, but we don't woke around here.
YOLO?
I'll go with the YOLO. I'll go with the YOLO.
YOLO. Question mark. The shit still on fleek?
Yeah, the shit's on fleek.
I guess.
Hey, they still say shit's on fleek.
No. I guess I'm still.
That's when you know your ass is getting old. You don't know the.
Hey, they still say fleek. Somewhere.
Okay.
They do. I don't know.
I guess so. Okay.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, Nationwide, it's really scary watching the way things are going now.
Right.
Because my kids, your kids, they have to grow up in this new society that they're building. Because it is a whole new level of society. They're basically devolving.
Right. Devolving with technology. Does that make any sense?
Idiocracy.
Good movie. Message.
Yeah.
But
watching a masturbation show.
I mean, if you look at what's happening right now, you got farms who are actually losing money by throwing away food because they can't get rid of it, because you got these companies that can't open up. Why is it that? What do you think is going to happen when a lot of these not business owned companies, but like these mom and pop companies, these farms, these individual farms that are up and running? What do you think is going to happen when they go belly up? The government is going to buy those.
Yep. That's one more step to the plan.
They're going to get control one way or the other.
Yep, they want to control the food.
I can't do real songs because we'll get sued. And no, that I can't do a real song.
Something's wrong with you.
They want us completely dependent on the government.
My kid is nothing like the kids of today. She hates her peers. My daughter is the same way. My daughter is exactly the same way. She can't believe that there's people her age that thinks like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's real upset that it's so far in between that you can find people who actually have some type of morals or values.
Well, look who raised her, and there's a few and far between people like that. So therefore, you don't go with the social norms and the BETs and the such and such and so on and so forth. And that's how she looked at the world, as opposed to these people that have woke up on the ghetto life.
Right. I'm not going to sit there and say that the ghetto life is real, it's fake, whatever. Like I said, I was in it only as far as I could get into it. Because like I said, I was a military brat. I didn't have to do it. All I had to do is keep my ass on base, and I would never get fucked with again, except for the ones that were on base who was doing the same thing I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those were the only people who knew who I really was when I was at home or whenever you see me on base. I wasn't that same dude. I mean, I was to the certain extent that out there I got to be somebody that I got to release the aggravation that I had pent up.
I wasn't allowed to really get out of the house till I got to Crestview. And Crestview back in the 90s was, Nobody was getting shot. Nobody was getting, wasn't none of that shit going down. Motherfuckers was driving up to fucking high school with guns in a goddamn gun rack.
Right, that's what I'm saying. When we went to school, you had motherfuckers who would ride up to school with the Confederate flag in their window, had the gun rack, had 2 rifles on the damn window.
And the parking lot, and the only thing they concerned about is what fucking period I'm finna go skip to go fucking hunting.
Right. I remember days like that.
We had our fights, and they were fights.
Right. That dude had them fucking, you do understand, you are black, he is white. You are making it racial at this point because this is one fight that I saw, and this is the guy's honest truth. Story time with Wise Guy. Okay, let's check this out. I was growing up, I was in high school. There was this dude that I used to hang around with, okay? He was a white dude. He spoke in a way that would offend black people if they didn't know him. So he had a lot of black friends who wouldn't tell him that, but I would tell him that, and he would look me in the face, and he'd be like, "Man, I got too many black friends for you to be sitting there trying to tell me how to know how I talk this." But the people who don't know you aren't going to accept that. You know what I'm saying? So
it's not socially acceptable.
Right. So we were growing up, and this, and they got it. And we were in football. We were doing football.
Football?
We were doing football. It was tryouts. There was this dude. I'm going to name him Marcus. I'll name him Marcus. There was this dude named Marcus. He was trying out for running back. My boy, he played defense. He was always defense. He played safety. He played free safety. I played strong safety. No, I played free safety. He played strong safety. So what happened is, it was tryouts. This dude was trying out for the team. He got hit. You didn't have to hit me like that. Black dude. You didn't have to hit me like that. So he tried to fight him after PE in the locker room. My homeboy wiped the floor with him, and they called him a racist bastard, it's whatever, whatnot, for months. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't get involved with other people's shit, especially if I don't need to get involved. So my boy said, "Don't worry about it. I got this, whatever." For months, this dude called him racist, and I just had to break it down to him one day. "Dude, do you understand this motherfucker comes to school every goddamn day with 2 goddamn rifles in his truck in a gun rack? If this motherfucker was racist and felt like you were that dude, you wouldn't be here." Especially the dudes you're trying to make him out to be. I mean, it makes no sense because once the race card is called, you got to try and make this person a Klansman. Once the race card is pulled, you have to make the person a Klansman.
When there's no evidence of it.
Look, like I said, y'all know where I grew up. I'm the minority where I live.
Right.
I grew up around
And I have witnessed more racism against people who look like me than I have against people with color.
Right. You see, you got to think about it. Like, there are people who are, that, there are people that, who are complete opposite of you, who have never in their life seen a black person. Never. There are, and this is what I got to get people to understand. When y'all sit up here and talk about these racist people who sit there and look at black people every day, you got to understand there are white people who have never seen a black person a day in their life except for what they've seen on TV. And how do we want to be portrayed on TV?
Like thugs with shit in our mouth and tattoos on.
But get mad whenever people say you look like a thug, or they were scared that You were gonna
Right.
come,
I
so
don't mind a good
they
ass
shot
crack.
first. Yeah.
See, that's one thing that me and ABG were talking about. And, you know, I think we were all talking about it. They get mad if you don't fear them, but then turn around and get upset when you look at them and you clutch your purse. Bitch, I didn't want what's in your purse anyway. But you wanted them to fear you. And you can't have it both ways. You can't want to make everybody fear you and then turn around and say, well, they shouldn't fear me just because I'm black and I'm walking down the street and I look just like the same dude who tried to rob her last week.
Right.
I can't help we all look alike.
Right? For real. At least all the dark. All us dark motherfuckers, they all say that we look alike.
You do favor Wesley Snipes though.
Man,
That's not true. I don't think you and Kabuto look nothing alike.
what? What'd you say?
I said, that's not true. I don't think you and Kabuto look nothing alike.
All right, I'll accept that. That's the Cookie Monster right there.
Besides, I ain't trying to be greased up in every video.
Already. What the hell? What is you talking about?
That's his track record.
Oh, man. See, we ain't got to talk about all that. And since we did speak about Kabuto, and, you know, hey, check out Kabuto. Check out his channel. He's doing some gamings. You know, he's been doing some pretty good stuff over there. I've been entertained.
Know about everybody, but you know.
Whatever.
Fire is my freaking girl. I love that woman.
Yes, Fire is dope.
They say you don't, okay.
As a matter of fact, there you go.
She's a ranch.
Yeah, I should have gave her one earlier.
Got a ranch.
I was supposed to give her one earlier, but I got tied up in the videos. But
doing that Triple H little brother.
Yeah, looking at Triple H little brother. You know, but as far as it goes, you know, I think that more people just need to understand that doing stupid shit, if you get caught doing stupid shit, you can't get mad when you get caught doing it.
Amen.
I mean,
right? Don't put yourself in those situations.
It was stupid. If you knew when you did it, it was stupid. Why are you getting mad trying to take other people's lives over what you knew was stupid when you did it? You can't do that. You can't. I don't give a fuck what you do. This is the type of person I am. This is the life I live. I don't care what you do. You can be a serial killer and I will not know it because I don't give a fuck what you do. But
until you bring it to me.
Until you bring it towards me. That's it. I don't care. Because when you get, because there's too many people out here who will get you tied up in something that you don't need to get tied up in. And then when you get tied up, you're the one that gets hurt and they walk away. I don't. My dad taught me that when you get involved with another man's business, you get hurt and he walks away.
You know what else my dad taught me? You are the company you keep. You are the company that you keep.
Right. Yes, I believe that. Because I've tried, you know, I've truly tried living that other life. It wasn't for me. Because I could see why. They were raised by people who lived a different life. My dad, once I was born, it's kind of like the story that I had. Once I was born, my dad, he already knew he wanted different than what he was doing. But when I came along, it was just like, it was that push, military. When I found out that my chick was pregnant with my first daughter, push, Army.
Well, I think you having both of your parents in your life had something to do with it as well.
Exactly, and that's why I don't think that I could actually live that life. That's why I'm saying I'm not saying that the street life doesn't exist. I can sit here and say that I can see why it exists. I've been in there. I'm not trying to act like I'm
Right, but don't sit there
or
and
nothing
cry
like that.
talking about, people are holding you down when the only person holding you down is you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm telling you, I was privy of knowing a female who did not get her first job till 47 when her kids moved out. She had been on food stamps and living in the project since she was 17. She went from 17 to 47 on food stamps and living in the projects and the only money income she had was child support for 6 kids in total by the end.
Taxes. You know, it's 93.
Yeah, because each kid was a freaking pay raise.
You know, it's 93.
Yeah. You can only claim 3.
Yeah, that's one of the things that bothers me. They sit there and they cry about this person's holding them down, that person's holding them down. It's, the workforce is uneven, blah, 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 blah. No. You work for it, then you get it. But you need to go to school. You need to get an education. You need to show up to work on time.
See, this is
proper English.
Right. But see, this is the way I look at it. I'm not saying that it's mother's fault. But what I am saying is it's who raised the kids to the way they are. Because of the simple fact, like I said, everything that I do, every step that I take, every breath that I breathe comes from what my dad taught me growing up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't live the street life because I can't understand it. I got a bunch of homies in it because when I tried it, it just wasn't me. So when I moved, I reinvented myself. I became me. I had to be a parent first.
Nationwide,
right,
on their side.
I had to be a parent first. My daughter was born. I had a son by the time I left the military. You know what I'm saying? I was a father 2 times over. I didn't have time for that other stuff.
Right.
Got raw dog.
Yeah, I was a hoe. I ain't gonna lie, I was a hoe.
Raw dog.
Oh boy, I was a hoe. Was a hoe. Now every time I see a female, I see child support. I see dollars. I'm trying to tell you, this fine little thing walked up to me. I swear to God, she turned into a dollar sign.
The finer she is, the bigger the bill.
I swear on everything. I went to the dollar store, the one right around the corner, and I swear on everything. She was standing there. I was like, dang. And then all of a sudden, I just seen her shape change. She turned into a dollar sign.
A bill. Straight up bill.
I can't do it. I can't. For some reason, I can't do it.
No, and being a single father, you got to think, who are you willing to allow around your children?
Right.
And that, unfortunately, that's, a lot of single mothers don't think about that. They just let all of these freaking random ass freaking men around their children.
Right.
They barely knew them for 2 weeks. They moved them in their house. They have them calling them daddy, and it's crazy.
These were my stepkids. I never had them call me dad. They call me Kimball. Or my name. I know that's
Right.
but you know, they call me my fucking name.
Right.
And because their dad was still around. And I was like, that was one problem I just didn't fucking want. I did not want that fucking problem. Just, no, you keep that headache
But that's
away from
respectable. That's
fucking me.
respectable. But I'm gonna tell you,
Dude, Gage was 2. He was 2 when me and Vernon got married. And
Mhm.
Gage, and that's who raised Gage. Gage don't call him daddy.
right?
My wife's kids were
He
2
calls him Mr. Vernon.
when we got together.
2 and 1.
2 and 1.
Well, see, here's my thing with the whole thing. You know, the whole step parent thing.
Mm.
I don't know anything about it because I've never lived it, and all I've ever had were chicks who wanted to be a step parent. You know, not wanted to be a step parent, but they wanted to be with me, and to be with me, that's step parent.
Yeah.
But you know, I've noticed that, you know, today's, you know, I grew up with a dude who had a step parent who was really there for the child. You know, whenever I sit here and I listen to stories of Barbara and her husband, he was really there for her child. You know what I'm saying? There are men who are out here who are willing to do that, but then you got these people who, like, have you ever noticed that a woman will be pregnant and then she'll have like 2 boyfriends by the time she had the baby?
You were not the father.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
crazy.
you know, and then
Like,
she's
bitch, you
trying
can't
to
keep
figure
your
out
lazy
which one she
clothes
wants to
until
put
the
the baby
baby's
on.
at least out.
Then we going on more.
What the?
Maury.
Because I want that free test. And a free hotel room.
I just think we need to do better as people. If we want better,
Yes.
we have to do better. And that's the reason why I say that is because I feel the same way about my people, black people. If we want better, we have to do better. And as people, period, if we want better, we have to do better.
Yes.
Better people. Get better. Power to the people. Yeah.
Good
Stop
Lord.
the entitlement. Nobody's entitled to anything that you don't work for.
Yes, man.
Right.
You gotta get involved, man.
And I'm not just talking about physical work. I'm talking about you put in the work to get your career. You put in the work to build your family. That
Right.
all takes work.
Right. It would be fun. It would be cool if, you know, people just sat around and did and took care of their own shit instead of worrying about everybody else's. Honestly, if everybody quit worrying about everybody else's household, everything would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about what you do at your house. I'm not worried about what my neighbor does in my house. But do you know how many people there are that's worried about what's going on over here? I can tell you 2 of them. I got their kids.
Hmm.
They they don't want. Damn, sorry. They don't want nothing to do with the kids. They want to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
How fair is that? You know, but outside of that, the whole moral of the story tonight is if we want better, we got to do better. Mental illness cannot be your fallback because I'm sorry. When I grew up, people were too damn smart for me to believe that so fast we got dumb. What I believe ended up happening was we're smart enough to believe that being dumb got us paid.
Yep.
I don't believe we're stupid. I believe we know that being dumb gets us paid.
It's basically just taking the easy way out.
Right. If we want better, we got to
And
do
again,
better.
it's that entitlement. I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to being able to sit on my ass. I don't have to work.
Right? What did they say? You got like let's say there was a couple, they both worked in fast food. With this stimulus check, if they had one kid, they doubled their salary in 1 month.
Shit, in the first 2 weeks. Bro, yeah, 1 month. I mean, we gotta double this shit.
Look, I'll be the first one to tell you. I am
Depending on what
lucky.
store they work in.
My husband makes
Some of them
enough
stores
money
make
where
a lot.
I don't have to work.
Down there by the beach.
I was able to stay home, raise my children instead of someone else raising my children like a daycare because both parents had to work. I was lucky. My husband made enough where I could stay home, raise my children, be a parent to my children. That traditional family life. I was lucky enough to have that.
Right.
I get it. Not everybody is lucky enough to have that. A lot of households, both parents, if they have both parents in the house,
They're
both
not,
parents have to work to make ends meet.
that's not even a bad thing to have, honestly. It's not. It's not a bad thing to have that. To have a traditional household.
No, it's not.
If the way I look at it is this right here. If the woman believes that she will be happier at home doing the womanly duties, it does not fall upon a woman to tell this woman she's retarded.
Right.
That's what she believes. That's what life she believes. That's what life she lives. That's what her and her husband has come up with, or however the relationship is. However the relationship.
That's what
is,
worked
that's what
for
they
us.
agreed to.
Exactly.
How are they, or how is she retarded? I just believe that it's time to leave each other's household alone. When we quit worrying about what other people are doing and just worry about what we are doing, damn, things will get back to normal. And what I mean by normal is I mean fucking the 1990s, the 80s. That was normal, where, you know, people had an issue with each other, but motherfuckers fought. They didn't shoot every goddamn time unless you lived in like Los Angeles, Arkansas.
All
Detroit,
them people grew up on this violent shit. They grew up on this violent shit. They grew up on this is how shit's supposed to be. And now it's like.
No, but what you gotta understand, a lot of these places were created by the 90s music. That gangster rap created a lot of fucking hoods. A lot of these places weren't hoods until gangster rap came out.
Well, a lot of the hood rules, that's prison. It started in prison. Those were prison rules.
Right.
Yeah, like the SAG and shit.
Yeah, SAG and shit.
Like the no snitching. That was a prison rule.
I was not allowed to do.
You got to remember, the ghetto was designed to do one thing, and that was to keep, you know, pretty much keep blacks where they're at. You know.
And keep the father out of the home.
You're making it, but you're not making it. You know what I'm saying?
No, you ain't making it. Good Times showed that. They almost got out the ghetto every time.
But
like Gilligan's Island.
But you know, it wasn't it wasn't them who took gangster rap and made it the way we live. You know what I'm saying? It was them. They wanted to emulate it. Yeah.
No, now they're calling it a culture. That's not culture.
Hip hop culture.
Culture is a societal behavior that happens over a long period of time.
Bunch of commercial shit, self shit.
Right?
What hip hop has turned into. Once they realized back in the day when Dr. Dre said Tanqueray and Tanqueray sales increased threefold, it was like they got something.
I mean, look at what was the name, and
I'm still pissed off at Nelly.
1738.
Oh,
Nobody would even know what that liquor was if he wouldn't have said anything.
Oh,
about it.
that shit's delicious.
Shit.
But nobody would know what it
Remember
was.
Thunderbird?
Yeah.
I know. I didn't know what it was before him, but now that I know that shit's delicious.
What'd you say,
That
Barbara?
is a good brandy.
I say, you remember Thunderbird and Cisco?
Fire Cisco.
Thunderbird. Yeah,
No, that was,
Thunder Cisco. I never did. Cisco was liquid crack. That's what I heard. And I never had Cisco. I never heard that. You never? Oh, I knew about Cisco. They called it liquid crack. I never drank that shit. I used to drink Thunderbird, Night Train,
Mad Dog 2020.
MD 2020.
Yeah.
Shit, special, St. Ives special brews.
Right.
Until they started upsetting my stomach, and I was like, I gotta leave them shits alone.
The special brews were the shit.
They upset my stomach, but they was good. Snoop, Biggie.
I remember the last year that they sold those things is the year I turned 21. No, I turned 20. And I was like, man, if I could get to the point to where I turned 21 and they weren't selling them no more. Well, I'm trying to tell you, I was upset.
I left them alone because they just fucked my stomach up.
See, you were older than me. You would have been, you'd have had to been the homeboy that we tried to talk to go and get us something to drink.
That's what I was when I got in the military. When I went to the military, I was 21. So I was the guy that got the damn knocks on the dorm door saying, hey, you go to class 6 or go to the, yeah, I was that guy. Like, you little motherfuckers, leave me the fuck alone.
I believe it. Then when I got in, I was 20, and then I turned 21. The day I turned 21, I was in basic training. By the time I got to school, AIT, by the time I got to AIT, there, I was one of the oldest people there.
Yeah.
I remember them knocks on the door. But you remember what I remember more than that? I had 2 drill sergeants knock on my door and tell me, we know that you and your roommate are the only 2 that are 21 on this floor, and we are watching your door.
Nobody gave it. Because, see, in the Air Force is tech school. So when I was in tech school, I was 21. When I finally got I was there long enough to get the freedom to leave for the weekend and come. I had to bring my ass back. I called my parents. I was like, "Hey, come get me." I went back to the house, grabbed a whole bunch of my shit, jumped in my truck,
right,
and drove back to tech school. So now I am one of the only people there with my own damn vehicle. I am over 21.
Right.
Okay. So now I have already gone to the liquor store class 6, but what I know is you have room inspections. We're not allowed to have any liquor. Right. I used to drink Bacardi Limon at the time.
Right.
I had me a 2-liter of Sprite. It was already pre-mixed. I used to walk around tech school with a goddamn 2-liter bottle getting fucked up. Never my damn room because the goddamn shit was already pre-mixed. Room inspection. Goddamn, I got a 2-liter of Sprite sitting in my goddamn shit. Don't drink it. But yeah, I was grown.
Yep.
And had my own vehicle. I was like,
damn. I'm dry. Let me drink.
Oh, that's your excuse?
Yeah. But see, this is the thing that I was thinking.
Put it back down.
When it goes to just having morals, I think I got a lot of morals, from having my dad and being the fact that I went to the military. I know how to let shit ride.
I don't. That's my problem.
Yeah, I know you don't.
That's one of my big problems.
Yeah, yeah. We both know you do.
I will rock, boy. Shit, you called something back in 1983.
You are not the angry black guy for no reason at all.
And it'd be funny when I tell.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm the angry white girl because I don't let shit ride either.
Hey, AWG.
You have been blessed.
You are now in the angry crew. You go from just be a barber to AWG. Or AWW if you want to. Angry white boy.
I try to. Look.
Damn, that's the name of your
song. It's just something no. Yep, it's the sauce.
That's the name of your sauce right
there. Shit.
That's dope. That's dope. Oh shit, my bad, Shane.
And when I be at work and I tell people, yeah, like when I be on YouTube, yeah, people, yeah, I'm an angry black guy. And they look at me and be like, yeah, they just laugh. Because they get it.
I get it. I hang with you all the time. Shit. What's going on, Shane?
These people are never
I did my Mother's Day phone call. This time my mom hung up on me. So. I was being a grump. I was being grouchy. Started arguing about how the coronavirus is a hoax, and it's like, I don't want to get into this. You know, ding. I'm like, okay. It just made it easier for me. Well, man, no, I was so grouchy, man. She was like, you may not believe this coronavirus is real, but please respect. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I actually said it to her. Yeah, fuck that. No. I'm so pissed off. Knowing that the world has been locked down because of a lie, and people don't want to wake up. There are people that are really seriously trying to exterminate us and trying to move the world. And there's all this political stuff going on, and people just don't get it. They just call it conspiracy theories. They don't want to listen.
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Coronavirus.
So did you get to finish watching the video that he showed?
Which one?
I was talking to Shangy, the one that you showed with Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh, I missed the Tekashi 6ix9ine stuff. To be honest. But seriously, I don't follow that. I've never heard his music. I've never followed him in the news. You know. What's the deal with this guy?
Well, see, it wasn't Tekashi 6ix9ine that I disliked personally, because to me, honestly, I think Tekashi 6ix9ine as a businessman, he was a fucking genius. As a businessman, he was a fucking genius. He had made sure that if you played any of his videos, he was playing his music in the background loud enough for any time you got monetized or paid for your video, it would go to him because you were playing his music. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who did videos on him risked losing their money to him.
Yeah, the thing is fair. Anytime I use other people's music and they allow it on my video and just monetize it and claim monetization for their music. Yeah. Like that's why in the past, right before I was monetized, I didn't even dispute when I actually have the right to use, because I'm doing a musical parody, a song cover. Like I could actually counterclaim that so I can get monetized. Before I became a monetized channel. But I could have done that way back then to open up the possibility for future monetization. Ever got monetized, but now it's happened. So, anyways, yeah, if I do like use instrumental from other people's songs and then do my own lyrics, I could get monetized because it's a parody.
Right.
The lyrics are changed. It's been transformed, and
Right.
I've done that with
But if you
images
don't,
of
but if you don't change anything, you just play. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like the video that I did tonight. More than likely, if this video makes any money, and I'm not saying it does. Yeah, I'm gonna be realistic. Like I said, this is my first time back. I'm not saying that it was. I had to get back into the swing of things. But let's put it like this. If my video tonight was to make any money at all, was tonight, other than a donation, it would go to him, because I'm pretty sure that no matter what I did tonight, he finds a way to make sure he gets paid for the video I did tonight.
What are we talking about?
That's the type of dude that 6ix9ine was.
Oh.
That's why I say, when it comes to a business mind and the way he was using social media, he was a fucking genius. He got paid off.
So is that what
everybody
the
talking
other day
about.
that Tekashi 6ix9ine is getting monetized for his music on other people's content? The controversy.
I mean, his music got him where he was, but it was the life that he was living that he had to snitch on. It was that all that shit right there is the stuff that you would see behind the scenes that he was making public. See, if you didn't really follow the 6ix9ine stuff, because I didn't follow it either. I literally had to go back when I was doing I was doing history on Triple X extension or whatever his name was, and 6ix9ine just kept coming up. So I read up, so I started looking at the stuff that he was doing and going through. What they both did is they used their music career and the people around them to get where they were. Like the whole
Right, they use them as clout.
It's just
right, just like the whole Triple X, whatever his name, it's just extension. Like the whole extension situation. You can't tell me his uncle didn't have anything to do with it. His uncle jumped out of the car and ran right past the gunman. They knew who they were. They got what they wanted. They did what they wanted to do, and they got who they wanted to get. That dude got up and past the gunman, looked them in the face, and ran past them. Who let somebody run past them and they saw your face? Sis, at least 2.
Somebody who's not going to snitch on you.
But wait, his uncle was in the car with him at the time, and his uncle had time to get out the car and run.
Well,
They
that's what
didn't
he
even
just
pop
said.
off any shots at the uncle. That's suspicious as hell to me.
Right.
Wow.
But again, that's
I mean,
that's
it ain't
what
that
they
bad.
tried to portray, and in the end, they go down for it.
Mm-hmm.
They want to portray that thug life, that stupid, ignorant mentality.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't like Lil Boosie's music, but Lil Boosie, at least he says something real. He tells people, if you haven't understood, he said the reason why a lot of people can't understand what he did is because when you get money, you gotta move out of the neighborhood that you're in.
Yes.
Because those people who you grew up with, those people loved you when you were down and out. If you won't give to them, are going to get it one way or the other.
Some kind of
Those people who you love are going. I'm not saying family. I'm talking about those friends that you think are friends.
Extras. Them side hanger-ons.
And I'm gonna tell you who they are. The ones, those are the same people that you hang around today, who, if they have a problem, they have no problem with accepting help. But when it comes to you needing help, they got something going on.
Uh-oh, Shane, you got that Rona.
Shane, you got the Rona?
Shane, you got the Rona.
Here's Sharona. He got the Sharona.
He got that 19.
So Shane,
19.
Shane, you have a YouTube channel. What do you do on your YouTube channel?
I interview people.
I'm just gonna go ahead and let everybody know who stops through. Shane, you have a YouTube channel. What is it?
I got my main channel, Coach Cheney. It's still the home of the Mad Change show. I called it Coach Cheney as a little jab at Eli there. But I got the Mad Change show. I interview people. I've interviewed Roseanne Barr's son and Roseanne Barr's boyfriend. I've interviewed Ed Ackerman. I've interviewed Dr. Fred Bauman.
I like that.
And yeah, I've had a variety of people on my show over the years. A lot of lost videos that have been lost forever due to constantly getting flagged down on previous channels and suspended. Like I've lost a lot of good stuff.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I do.
You've done a lot of interviews that I enjoy, for real. I mean, I do like your content. That's why I said, one channel that I do pop in every now and again is, Coach Shane. He does have good interviews. I enjoy his interviews a lot. So if you do get a chance to check out an interview, hey, I'm saying check one out. Because he had this one. What was with the pedophile guy?
Pedophile guy? Did I interview a pedophile?
I interviewed the pedophile guy. He wasn't the pedophile. He was talking about pedophilia. Gosh, I can't remember his name.
Was it? Because I did interview an actor who was molested by
That's who it was. The actor.
Ethan Philip Winters.
Yes, that's who it was. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
I like the question.
Those are the kind of shows that I like doing. And I think that's the content that people would rather, want to see.
Right. That's the stuff that kind of got me interested in your channel right there. When I saw that interview, I had to hit the subscribe button. So just to let you know where that subscribe came from, it came from that interview.
Yeah, I've also been, covering a lot of the Corey Feldman stuff because of this wolf pack that infiltrated this community. Like, I don't know what community you're part of. What do they call it? The Red Pill, or I was part of MGTOW. I used to identify as MGTOW. Was a single man that was, thought I'm never getting married. I'm against marriage. I'm never getting married, right? And I was really wrapped up in the politics of men's issues. I was part of the men's rights movement. I wrote articles for Voice for Men. One of my headlines for Voice for Men actually, and my name is actually in that feature film Red Pill they made. Blink and you'll miss it. I'm not actually in the film, but my name and the headline I wrote that popped up in there. You can even see it in the trailer. But yeah, I used to be, I interviewed Earl Silverman before he committed suicide. It was the very last interview he did. So yeah, now I no longer identify as MGTOW. I moved, I still care about men's issues, but it's like I'm not wrapped up in in the politics of men anymore. It's just like
Right.
burned out by it.
Right. I mean, because that's really what brought me to YouTube in the first place was men's issues. You know, because I being a single father, I have autistic twins. I have a 21-year-old who was in foster care until she was 14 years old. You know, that's when I got her. You know, I don't see the same benefits that these other females talk about that they get. You know what I'm saying? I'm still supposed to take care of the house. I'm still supposed to be
I
able
was
to
raised by a
go out there and
father.
do something.
I was raised by a single father, and and I observed as the child in the situation, like how men are treated in the family court system. And I've seen it in the media. I
If
grew
anybody
up
can tell you about that, it's Nationwide. Nationwide has to pay freaking child support for a kid that's been proven not his. The woman admitted she lied because the only name she can come up with, and he's stuck for freaking child support on a kid that because she freaking put his name on a freaking birth certificate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why.
if anybody can
part
talk
of the,
about that
that's why
bullshit,
I'm
it's
part of the MRA community and the MGTOW community. But like I said, I dropped the whole MGTOW label, and and I'm interested in dating again, and I'm not, I'm not against getting married anymore. It's like I've just given it. A lot has changed because when I became a part of this side of YouTube, how quickly it just became a drama community. It had nothing to do with men's issues anymore.
Well, see, here's the thing.
right.
This is the reason why I told Barbara that I don't do drama. And if anybody's ever noticed, I've never been around when drama was happening unless I was asked to be there. And if I wasn't asked to be there, I wouldn't be there.
We summoned.
So the way I look at it like this, if you subject yourself to getting bit, and I like Barbara will tell you, I look at it like a zombie virus. If you allow yourself to get bit by these people, you're going to get drug in. You're going to. And what it is drama. If you haven't noticed, no matter where you go, drama sells. This is one thing that I noticed, but I didn't want it because that's not who I am. I've always known that drama sells. I've always known.
As well as psychopathic.
It's a virus.
And some of us that want to get away from that shit and do more like interviews and stuff like that, right? And then having to constantly deal with fucking people that are trying to come in, disrupt your show, destroy your channel, flag you down at every opportunity because they got beef, and you've already moved on, right?
Right.
So that's the problem. Did these YouTube streams?
Well, see,
as Jimmy Jams calls it.
The only thing that I can say about that, Shane, and this is just to be God's honest truth. All I can really say about that is to move on. And when you move on, and this is the thing that I told Barbara, move on. And this is the reason why, and I'm not speaking for Barbara, but this is the one thing that I've always told Barbara, because I do care about Barbara, and that's why she's still my friend to this day.
Bitches.
When it comes to drama, and when you want to move on, they're not going to let you go. Yeah. Let your fans push them out. Let your supporters push them out. Let the people who come in there to see your show every night, because you are providing them with what they want to see. Because that's the reason why you're not going to see that here. Because whenever you come in here and somebody starts talking about it, what the hell are you talking about? Get the fuck out. When your fans come in, when you have people who come in here to see what you're coming to talk about, and they come here talking about that dumb shit, when your fans, when your supporters, when your mods start pushing them out because they have no idea what the hell they're talking about,
Breathe.
that's when you have actually gotten yourself away from it. That's when it's over. You let your supporters push them out. You quit trying to do it. You do what you do best.
And when you do what you do,
I get what you're saying, Nationwide, but in one breath, I gotta say some of these people that he's dealing with, it's easier said than done because they make so many socks. They attack you in ways that you can't even imagine.
Right.
Well, they
but see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I
the internet instead of fuck with your real life. They take it outside the internet and try to fuck with your real life. So so then they force my hand and I gotta take it outside the internet and fuck with them. Back
They're
until we back up.
I truly understand that. I don't know what I would do if I was in your position. I truly don't. I really don't know what I would do in your position. But what I do admire about you, I do admire this about you in your position. I do admire this about you in this position. You have stayed consistent. No matter what argument you're using on whatever level or platform, you're arguing the same thing on whatever. Even when you're defending yourself, you're arguing the same level that you would argue for someone else. I do respect that about you. So that's why I do pay attention to the things you say, because you don't put yourself above others. You actually do hold yourself responsible.
That's the wrong answer.
Yeah, I don't try to sugarcoat it or pretend that I'm any better. Right?
No, and even with your enemies, if you see some fuck shit happening with your enemies, you call it out. Like, nah, I don't agree with that.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. That's what basically the last person that should have been supporting Sharon was being was supporting Sharon because like even if I don't personally like her or even after all the things that she started with me, at the same time I was like, they're really fucking with this person, right? People don't get that. Just because I've done live streams where I've roasted people and made musical ponages, I do that, get that out of my system, and then I move on. Right. That's the difference between me and these people. Try to keep it going for years and years and years and years, and
honestly and truthfully, when I and this shit, because I'm not trying to show any bias to any side, because I have my own feelings on the whole thing. But let's put it like this: I understand what you're saying. I truly do. I just can say, with the respect that I do give you, I gotta respect the fact that you would make the right decision when it comes to the business of your channel. So that's why it's, I don't know, man. I mean, I just, when it comes down to you, I just see you more as a channel that's going to make it doing something other than drama. I just see that. I do. I truly see that. Because honestly, I see you excelling in your damn interviews. Dude, I'm telling you, everything that I've watched were your interviews. And truly, like I said, when I got to that one, that was the subscription right there. I subscribed. You have a way of talking to people to make them nice and comfortable. You have a way of talking to people to making them actually wake up to the things that are going on around them. You have that. And I respect that, because there's not a lot of men who people will turn to and talk to about shit. There's not. If you look at it, a lot of people will prefer to talk to a woman because 9 times out of 10, she'll just feel for you and understand. Instead of, he didn't mean that. He didn't mean that.
Yes, I did, because that's what they do. I don't know what else to do. Oh shit! I would just suck a dick and make him go to sleep. He'll shut the fuck up.
See, he didn't mean that. But see, that's why I feel like people will come to, there's not a lot of men who put them, that do that. And that's what I respect about you. So I just want to leave it kind of like that. But I just believe that you'll do what's good for you, because you have been doing it. I've watched. You have been doing it. There have been times
it's like
where
I told
you
Fire
just
the
don't
other
want to
day,
do
Shaggy.
something and you end up having to do it. I've seen it. I've seen the fucking emotion in your face when you're fucking talking.
But not just that, he's intelligent.
Right. I enjoy your
Talk
content.
about a topic and actually make you think.
I want a fish sandwich right now.
So, that's not like, trying to make you feel all comfy and shit. I'm not throwing pillows at you. That's real. I mean,
He is not verbally filleting you.
Yeah.
You're freaking a kid, bro.
For real, dude. But yeah, that's what I want to say. Your interviews is what got me. You know what I'm saying? And Barbara knows that's really what got me over there. Your interviews, I love them.
Well, it truly, especially when you got a good guest on and got a good topic, it truly is more interesting than the obsession other people have and that they're trying to drag you into constantly. Like you brought up Forrest Winter, right? I have this man here confiding it to me and telling me about his sexual abuse, and then some fucking dingus come in and start a conversation about Coach Eli or some stuff that has nothing to do with the show or nothing to do with the meet. It's very frustrating and it's just mind numbing. And it's like, why won't these people go away?
Well, I'm gonna put it like this, Shaggy. I'm not gonna sit here and say that you can do it. It's either you can or you can't. I've looked at YouTubers as high as Tommy Sotomayor, as high as PewDiePie, other people that I watch, Dashy, he's a gamer.
Annoying.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are big YouTubers. At some point, you're going to have to tune them out.
Yeah. Well, it also gets easier the bigger the channel gets.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, when you tune them out, your fan base, your supporters, your mods will just turn around and say, "Okay, he's ready. Let's do this," and they will clean house. They will clean house. You won't have to lift a finger. All you'll have to do, and this is one thing that I've tried to get people to understand. When you have a good support,
it's definitely easy to ignore
people. Do the content. Let them handle everything. When you got mods like Fire, let them handle it.
Yeah.
You just do your show. They got it.
That's the easy part. Ignoring the trolls that come to disrupt the show. That is really the easy part, right? The moderators
Stuff that happens after the show, that's the hard stuff.
Was that
right? It's the stuff that happens after the show and the people taking things, outside of YouTube and trying to fuck with your real life, right? Having to deal with people you care about crying because somebody dug up pictures of their dead sister and texted some other person to harass some other person.
I heard about that, and truly, dude, I heard about that. Check this out. You know, that was truly fucked up. I think anybody who's trolling that hard, truly, and this isn't being biased in any way. I just think anybody who's trolling one person that hard, you're a fucking monster. I understand trolling. Trolling is good for YouTube. If there wasn't no trolling, YouTube would be dead. It would be just a place where people just came, they enjoyed the content, but there wouldn't be a lot of the humor that there is. Because a lot of the humor comes from trolling.
You know, God damn it, I'm a troll. I provoke people,
Right.
But
and that's what I'm saying. Some troll is necessary.
There's being a troll, and then there's just being
That's not trolling, that's harassment.
But once it gets to that point, that's
again.
Someone's trying to play the music.
Yep. All right, y'all. I'm about to have to go to sleep. I've been up since 5
that's
a.m.
what we were saying right here.
It's almost time to wrap it up, B.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all for coming through. And anybody,
Yeah, thank you, Shane, for coming on.
Please hit that like button.
Thanks for having me.
All that extra 350. He didn't even put a link up to no shit.
No, I didn't. I'll put it in after the video's up.
You better do something about that there.
Yeah, I'll do something about that there.
You know what? I'm going to help your channel grow. I'm going to get money for it.
Buy more toilet paper.
Yeah, we need to go buy some toilet paper, y'all.
We need 350 for more toilet paper. Well, I don't know. That's only.
I got 3 kids. I need toilet paper.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Shane?
I said I'm going to help your channel grow. I'm going to get you money time so you can buy toilet paper.
All right.
Bye, y'all. Good night.
It was good actually having a conversation with you, man. You know, I have no problems with you, none whatsoever. I enjoy your content. It's good to tell you face to face.
And Barbara, you need to look at that picture I posted in the Hangout.
Yeah, and Barbara, my daughter drew a picture of my PNC. I sent it to you, text message. You need to look at it because you asked me every day what you said, what your response was. But Fire, thank you for sticking it out. I'm telling you, I love Fire. She is hilarious. She is hilarious. But yeah, Shane, go ahead and shout your channel out one more time before we go.
Coach Shane.
All right.
And don't forget, this your boy Nationwide Wise Guy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that other YouTube rhetoric.
I even said some of it so you wouldn't say it, dog.
But you never did.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. This is your boy Nationwide Wise Guy and my PNC Barbara.
And the lockdown.
And
my haircut.
ABG.
Yeah, Shangy needs a haircut, goddammit.
The Mad Shane made a nice appearance, and it was good to have him here. Fire, thank you for showing up. All right, y'all. We're out of here. Thank you. I'll see y'all in the next game.
Holla.